Right. What is up? It is a beautiful morning. It is President's Day. What a day to celebrate. Golly, how many presidents have there been? 45? 46? Some of them we love. Many of them we don't. And that's all right. That's all right, because we have the day off. So welcome to the Hunnaball stream. I am, of course, the guy. The leader of the funeral family group, Hunnaball. Normally I start these at 6 West, but last week we started a little bit later. And I don't know, I just felt the vibe a little bit better. Maybe because it was, I don't know. So we started at 6:30 West today, 9:30 Eastern. So hopefully some people can join us. We got a fun show planned. This is Mayhem Monday. Wah! Mayhem Monday, the first of many, hopefully. We got Fire Attack. What is up, man? What is up? We are doing a comparing the NFL to Mount Rushmore. We are building Mount Rushmores within the NFL. I got 11 queued up, and I'm curious to hear everyone else's opinions. I'm sure it'll engage some discourse, that's for sure. But I'm fired up. I'm happy. I'm fire attacked up, man. I'm excited. It's gonna be a good one. So again, just to introduce this is Mayhem Monday, where I just throw shit at the wall and compare football or sports to something unrelated. For example, last week, like comparing coaches to ice cream flavors. John Harbaugh is mint chocolate chip. I will pound the table until the day I die. I feel like I'm supposed to like it, so I'm going to. Anyways, but yeah, without further ado, I want to make sure music's coming in. Yep. All right. Sweet. I'm excited. This is good. This is good. My favorite thing about streaming is when I prepare the show, actually. That's like a lesser known thing that I like doing. Just makes it easier. Yep, stream is coming through nice and well. Perfect. All right. Then let's do it. Let's get queued up. These are going to get more obvious. Well, less obvious as time goes on, I should say. So here we are. To film room 2. Nice. Beautiful. Let me just move the chat up here, up top. And let's get into it. Mount Rushmore of NFL. A Hunnaball. All right. I wish I had a different tab. Whatever. All right. So this is the Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks. Why did I pick this specific 4? It's a weird group of people, and in fact, I'm covering one of them. That's auto. Great. Where is this? What the hell? Okay, we're warming up here. There it is. Why am I covering Otto Graham here? Because listen, my main rationale. If I could just click on the stupid window that has me in it, my main rationale here is that Otto Graham, he gets rings. He gets the job done. And I feel like that's the only one I really have to explain. I mean, Roger Staubach, I don't love Cowboys, but he was pretty sick. Joe Montana, pretty good. Tom Brady, greatest quarterback ever. So I feel like Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks, you can go a multitude of ways with it. Shador, Zach Wilson, Richardson, Will Levis. We'll get to a couple of those guys later. but I feel like when you get elite, greatest quarterbacks ever, these are your guys, right? And it's a tough thing to make when you're limited to 4. A lot of honorable mentions here. Brett Favre, which, is kind of a mixed bag. Who else? Let me actually pull up the notes here. I got honorable mentions for each of these. Except this one. But it's pretty obvious. A lot of names to leave out. John Elway. Johnny Unitas. I wanted to put Johnny Unitas. I ended up not. I feel like this is a pretty good way to represent not only quarterbacks with a lot of rings, a lot of success, but quarterbacks from different eras, right? I just feel like, you get Tom Brady, 2000s, 2010s, which is wild. Joe Montana had the 80s, Staubach had the 70s, and Otto Graham, whenever the hell he played, he had it. 10 rings. So why do we skip the 90s? Because I don't like Troy Aikman. Pretty simple. Don't care for Troy Aikman. Don't want to talk about him, especially this early on this beautiful President's Day morning. So this is the first one. Kind of obvious in my book. Let's keep moving on. 2. This is the current quarterback of Mount Rushmore. This has our boy Patrick Mahomes. I'm just trying to figure out where to put myself here. Everyone's favorite quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. Josh Allen, Matthew Stafford, and Jalen Hurts. Now, why did I put Jalen Hurts into the quarterback Mount Rushmore? I got it. I know where I'm going to put myself. I got it. There it is. Beautiful. There it is. Right in the sky. Why did I put Jalen Hurts on the quarterback Mount Rushmore? It's pretty simple. Listen, Each quarterback represents a different approach or style to the game, in my opinion. And you could say the first three, Mahomes, Josh, Matthew Stafford, have similar playing styles because they have strong arms, but they got some cannons. But I feel like they also represent just different points of a career. Okay, and Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes will be compared eternally. They'll be compared until the end of time. But like, let's go a little deeper, right? I mean, you got Patrick Mahomes, who, you know, is mobile. He's more of a scrambler. But Josh Allen, I'll say it, relies on his legs. He relies on his legs, and that's fine. But it's true. It's the truth. So I feel like I was between Josh Allen and Lamar for runners. In fact, I probably should have gone Lamar, but Lamar had a really bad season. Let's call it like it is. Now is not a great time to be talking up Lamar. If I was going mobile quarterbacks, Lamar would have been the king. But if I want like a hybrid guy who actually looked good this season, Josh Allen's the call. Mahomes is an obvious one for now. If Mahomes has another down year, I will easily take him off this when we do it next year. And Matthew Stafford's the old guy. Hello? Pretty simple. We're talking about phases in their career. Matt Stafford's he's been in a hole 18 for a couple of years now. He's been floating retirement. However, he's still making it happen. So I'm not going to rip on the guy anymore. Is he a Hall of Famer? Probably not, but you know, as in the current stage of NFL quarterbacks, I think Matt Stafford fits in well. And you know who else fits in for having a unique style? Jalen Hurts. And that's why I kind of didn't want to go Lamar, because I feel like Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen both pretty good runners of the football. But Jalen Hurts also represents something else about quarterbacking that I think needs to be noted. Sometimes, as we've seen the last 2 seasons now, when your quarterback is not your best player, it tends to work out. I know that's a pretty broad blanket statement. You can say that about a lot of bad teams. Their quarterback isn't their best player, and so that's why they suck. But I feel like Jalen Hurts and Sam Darnold, who could have been put there, but I didn't want to, they could be interchangeable. They're expendable quarterbacks, and I think it represents a new archetype, the expendable quarterback. Someone that you don't need to win big games. It's nice to have them, though. It's nice to have a quarterback that's relatively serviceable. So that's where I'm going with my mentality for this one. These are the serviceable quarterbacks. So honorable mentions that I thought about putting in: Caleb Williams, like I said, Lamar, and Dan Jones. But I feel like different age categories, different playing styles, different looks. This is how I felt. So those are my. I'm sure I was hoping that me giving my current quarterback Mount Rushmore would really piss some people off, but that's all right. Because we got more coming. We got more coming where that came from. Jeez. All right. Quarterbacks under 25. This one I didn't actually write notes for because I just thought of this like as I was getting ready for this. Quarterbacks under 25. Now, should I have picked 9? Yeah, probably. Now that I think about it. However, you got to go Drake May, Super Bowl contestant or whatever, Super Bowl attendee. Caleb Williams is a beast. He's probably the most talented player on this a little page here. I'm not going to leave out Jackson Dart. And when I was looking for another quarterback, I was really struggling because a lot of the young quarterbacks that are good, other than 9, which again, probably should have put instead of Mendoza, but you know what? we can adapt on the fly. Don't think there's enough people yet. You piss off, damn it. It's all right. It's all right. I'll go back. I just want Jarv to join. That way I can debate him. But Mendoza feels like he's a young player that is going to, do great things. A lot of the top young quarterbacks are 25 and older. Bo Nix is going into his age 26 season. Same thing with Tyler Shuck. All these old guys who I'm not going to sit here and brandish as young stud quarterbacks. That's not where I see them at. I see them as, group of guys. How'd you leave out our Lord and Savior Shador? Because Shador sucks. I mean, I really should have done like a shitty quarterbacks. Not shitty, well, I can't think of another word. Quarterbacks one. And this is why I wanted to do this stream. I figured there are ideas. So I feel like John is putting down the Shador JJ McCarthy Mount Rushmore. So I might throw that at the end here. I might make one on the fly. Because you guys are right. I probably should have put Shador and Jage. But I figure if we're going a serious young quarterbacks Mount Rushmore to celebrate President's Day, which I forgot to say this earlier. The thing with Mount Rushmore, famous North Dakota landmark, is if you do a little bit of digging, Mount Rushmore as a landmark, kind of troublesome. from what I've gathered, I'm not going to unpack it too much because I'm not a historian. I didn't read much about it. I will say Mount Rushmore symbolizes presidents, but it also symbolizes broken promises. Which, now that I've said that out loud, feels pretty on par. But again, I'm not going to get into a whole history lesson. Point is, Mount Rushmore, you know, take it or leave it. North Dakota landmark. Anyways, Drake May, Caleb Williams, Jackson Dart, Fernando Mendoza, the future of the NFL. You guys know that I'm a big 9 guy. Big 9 guy. But anyways, back to it. Next one. These will, like I said, these will get more interesting as time goes on. Coaches. Current coaches. I feel like this one makes sense, right? You have Mike McDonald. You have Liam Cohen, Sean McVay, Mike Vrabel. You guys can see him. I think this all makes sense. Look, Mike McDonald, current Super Bowl coach, and here's what I said. He's the sensible coordinator, the defensive mind. I try to make these Mount Rushmores very even and symmetrical. So, for example, these coaches, we got 2 offensive guys and 2 defensive guys, etc. Liam Cohen, the gregarious one, the outward, expressive kind of guy, right? Liam Cohen will get into a fight. He's young and he's ready to go. Sean McVay, just a genius, the genius of the room. I think Sean McVay is the best coach in the NFL. And I know a Rams fan that really would murder me if I said otherwise, but I do think it. I do think it. And also Mike Vrabel, you know, the retread, the defensive retread, the guy that got canned in Tennessee, proving that you can make it work on your second team. So I figure this is a really good blanket approach to the modern coaches in the NFL today. Like I said, the sensible coordinator, the gregarious one, the genius, and the retread. Checking off all our boxes this morning. It's great. On a ball I am. Also, I'm really loving this Mario mix. All right, all-time coaches. I think this one makes sense. Vince Lombardi, Bill Walsh, Bill Belichick, and there it is. We got our first double dip. Sean McVay. Look, again, we're taking this one just like the quarterbacks one. We're hitting each era. Right, we're hitting this 50s, 60s, 70s kind of with Vince Lombardi, hitting the 80s with Bill Walsh. Bill Belichick's more of a 2000s guy, but again, I don't like talking about the 90s, right? And then you got Sean McVay, the modern coach, the genius. Honorable mentions: Mike Tomlin, Don Shula, Tom Coughlin. Can you tell the story of the NFL without these guys? I don't think so. Personally, I don't think so. Even though Bill Walsh only coached for like 8 years. Still, I think this is a pretty... I'm fired up. I would really be hard-pressed to find someone that disagrees with these Mount Rushmores to this point. All right, this is where it gets a little more fun. This is one of my more favorite ones. Okay, so some of the pictures didn't translate well. Whatever. Jameis Winston and Jacoby Brissett. Kirk Cousins and Marcus Mariota. This is our backup quarterbacks, Mount Rushmore. And I feel like, once again, we're checking off every single box. We got Jameis Winston, the funny locker room guy. Jacoby Brissett, silently better than the starter. Kirk Cousins. Oh, that's right. We have Kirk Cousins kind of backup. You know, it's like, oh, shit, I forgot we had him. Okay, we can play him. And then Marcus Mariota, who, like, is fine, but you kind of still miss the starter. I think that's a perfect way to describe Marcus Mariota. I don't think many Commanders fans thought, let's just roll with Marcus. Let's just do it. People think Marcus Mariota is underrated. I don't. I think he's very well rated as, you know, below average. And that's just the way it is. He had his moments, but do you really trust him to win a game? Nah. Honorable mentions: Tommy DeVito, Will Levis, and Max Brosmer. We checked off every flavor of backup here. Like Ben and Jerry's. Boy, I'm worried that these pictures are not going to look good. Some of these next ones, but that's okay. Jameis Winston, Jacoby Brissett. Jesus. No Andy Reid. No Andy Reid. No Andy Reid in the current coaches. I didn't think he mattered, honestly. Maybe I'm a little too biased, but I just, you know, I was so unimpressed by the Chiefs, all time and current. I just feel like with Andy Reid, you get enough overlap there with Sean McVay, where it's like the offensive genius that's been around for a while. So I didn't want to double dip there. I get the Andy Reid mention. I probably should have put him in the honorable mentions. He was not even in my honorable mentions. My honorable mentions were Ben Johnson. And that was it. I don't know, man. I just kind of soured on Andy Reid, I guess. It is what it is. Last time I'm going to move the chat, I swear. Last time. There it is. That still doesn't look great. There it is. Sure. All right. Anyways, so those are our coaches. And those are our backup quarterbacks. Brosmer just left off the list. Pass rushers. Pass rushers, once again, common theme. We're hitting every kind of guy. Myles Garrett, the veteran. Micah Parsons, the young game changer. Jeffrey Simmons, the defensive tackle. And Will Anderson. Next up, I really wanted to put Abdul Carter. But when I thought about it, comparing Abdul Carter to Will Anderson, it's not even close. I mean, it could be close. It hopefully will be close. Hopefully Abdul Carter will be straight up better. But at this point of the year, at this point of the game, Will Anderson is an absolute stud. If you watch him, you know he's awesome. And same goes for All-Pro Jeffrey Simmons. All these guys are sick, but I feel like they each offer a different kind of, not approach, they all get to the quarterback, but they all offer, you know, just a different style, right? They're all different kinds of pass rushers. Honorable mentions, Hutchinson, who, you know, just needs to stay healthy. Abdul Carter, like I said, and Nick Bonito, who, you know, silent, but getting the job done. But I figured Jeffrey Simmons, the defensive tackle's relatively less discussed. Not a lot of people. I'd venture to bet Stephen A. Smith does not know who Jeffrey Simmons is. You know, I think most casual sports watchers don't know who he is. He's the defensive tackle for the Titans, but I'd figure you guys would know that. And then Will Anderson. We went 2 AFC South pass rushers. How about that? AFC South is back. And Micah Parsons, I said this about Hutch, needs to stay healthy, though. I was between him and Hutch. Went with Micah. You tell me. It's early. But yeah, Myles Garrett. Also, pretty good, I think. Moving on. Running backs. I like this one because I compare them to cars. I compare them to cars. Okay, so running backs. You have Christian McCaffrey, who again is McQueen. Derrick Henry, who is... I honestly thought this guy's name was the Dynaco car. Genuinely. It's Strip Weathers. News to me. Bijan Robinson is the Tesla. I think his name's like Jackson Storm. But I call him the Tesla. And that's that. Apparently he's a hybrid, not a straight electric. I'm finding out all this stuff this morning. I was like Googling, I was like the Tesla in cars. And they just pulled up a bunch of Model 3s. I'm like, that's not what I mean. I'm talking about the Tesla in Cars 3. And then James Cook is Chick Hicks. That's probably not a perfect analogy because Chick Hicks is, you know, super annoying. And I love James Cook. But what I think with James Cook, you have the guy who took first in rushing, the guy who had the numbers. He won. Spoiler alert for Cars 1. He won, but no one's going to call him the best. You know, he's great. He won, but probably not the best. And that's how I feel about James Cook. He's great. But out of all these guys, he easily has the most offensive line help. It's not even close. Not to rip on James, he's a great player. But if we're analogizing these guys to cars, that's how I feel. So, and Christian McCaffrey, you could play him McQueen at pretty much any point of his career. You know, top of his class because he was pretty great this year. He's top tier. But also, he's about to hit that Cars 3 where McQueen's tires explode and he's too damn old to race. I'm telling you, Christian McCaffrey's not in for a great season. And then you got Derrick Henry, who again, probably gonna have to get pushed across the finish line at some point. Derrick Henry's entering, I think, his age 32 season. It's not that old, but boy, I'm not touching Derrick Henry with a 10-foot pole in fantasy this year. I never have been a Derrick Henry drafter. Certainly not gonna do it now. Even though I know he starts strong, he has his moments. Miss me with that shit. And Bijan Robinson, who's just all gas, no brakes. Young stud, athletic beast. Even though I know the Tesla didn't actually win, I don't think. It's worth noting that, you know, feels like Bijan Robinson. This is the one I'm most confident in. I feel like all these are very good comps. So that's where I'm at. The Dynaco Cars was called King. I think that's what they call him. King. TJ Watt snubbed. I don't think so. I mean, again, TJ Watt again, not in the honorable mentions. Like, TJ Watt didn't play a full season. He's great, but we'll get to his brother later. We got Giants fan 10. What is up, man? We're doing a Mount Rushmore for cars. We're doing a Mount Rushmore for NFL players. So I made these little graphics. But yeah, no, his name, I guess he was called the King, but Strip Weathers is the official title for the blue car. News to me. So yeah, I'll go through the other ones at the end for all the people that are just joining us. But moving on. All right, with our receivers, this one, I like. This is not the best Mount Rushmore of receivers. The thing with receivers is there's so many great ones, and you can slice it however way you want. The way I did it was I thought the 4 wide receivers I like watching the most. Puka Nacua is a cornball. You guys know JSN was not my guy going into this season, but I will admit when I'm wrong. And CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, both Cowboys. Both really fun to watch. They're both just really good. And there are so many names I left off here, obviously. Jettas, Jamar Chase, Evan Ingram. So many guys that I could have given and said, I love watching this receiver. But I ended up just sticking home. These are all like top 10, I think, in yards. Great numbers. Just really damn fun to watch. And it was tough for me to wake up and admit that the Dallas Cowboy receivers are, you know, who I want to watch. But it's true. Having CeeDee Lamb in fantasy when healthy is so much fun. Same goes for George Pickens. So much fun. Puka Nacua, again, when healthy, so much fun. And JSN was an absolute beast this year. I was not leaving JSN off of a receivers Mount Rushmore list. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it, won't do it. I think the greatest thing to come out of cars existing is Piston Cup Winners Wiki. I don't know how the fuck that shit is decided. What? I'll look at that in a second. Never heard of that. I'll look that up. But yeah. So what do we think of the receivers? Oh boy, news just came in as well. What do we think of the receivers of Mount Rushmore? I was curious. I felt like this one would upset some people, especially John, our resident Vikings fan. If Fire Attack is a Steelers fan, which I'm not sure, but if Fire Attack's a Steelers fan, I feel like, you know, you forgot about Calvin Austin. And let's do a quick news update. Well, I'll let you guys respond to that. Weekly news brought to you by the newsletter I subscribe to, Legit Football, which again, not sponsored, but they make good stuff. Travis Hunter shifting to full-time cornerback. That makes sense. The two-way thing's not going to work. Travis Hunter, full-time cornerback. Colts expected to pursue Trey Hendrickson. Makes a lot of sense. I feel like that is a slam dunk fit, by the way. Colts, they're losing. It's not Latu. They're obviously keeping him. Kwity Paye, I think. Yes. Kwity Paye is, or it's Boye Mafi. God, no, it's Kwity Paye. Kwity Paye is leaving the Colts, and they just needed a pass rusher to begin with. Trey Hendrickson feels indie. He's big into fishing. He just feels Midwest, and that's why I think Trey Hendrickson makes sense in Indy. Terry McLaurin set for more targets. That's not really a headline. I love seeing these. Aaron Rodgers treading towards return. Good God. Wow, I really thought he was actually going to retire. I'm an idiot. But I mean, if Phillip Rivers is playing, shoot, I guess Aaron Rodgers can do it. And I yawn because this headline. Bears need to improve their secondary. Thanks. Other news, Raiders hired Seahawks coach Andrew Chinako as their new OC. We knew that yesterday. Seahawks hired Niners run game coordinator Brian Fleury as new OC. Levante David considering retirement. Mike Evans is not. My camera turned off. And Cardinals retained DC Nick Rallis. There you go. I'm a Seahawks fan. Oh, there it is. All right. We got a front runner in here. I love Jettis, but I'm not going to argue about it anymore. I'd probably put Jamar on there. I feel like Jamar's an easy pick. He is definitely, again, in the honorable mentions. But I was thinking about guys I love watching, and I love watching Jamar. I really do. It's just kind of up and down because of the quarterback plays. Which, by the way, just to go back a couple, in researching, in Googling good backup quarterbacks, it was funny. I pulled an article from ESPN that said best backup quarterbacks entering 2025 or entering 2025. Number 2, Jake Browning. Swinging a miss on that one, ESPN. That didn't pan out, but it was just funny. It was like they were so confident. They're like, hey, the Bengals may have lost Joe Burrow. I think they made this right after Joe Burrow got hurt. Bengals may have lost Joe Burrow, but fear not. They got another JB in the locker room, and he's just as good. And it was Jake Browning. Oh, boy. Jed is on the downswing. I get quarterback was an issue, but he doesn't look like the same player. I'm with you. I'm with you, but I'm also not. I mean, I feel like Jed is just get him the right. I mean, I think it's a chemistry thing more so than an actual good quarterback thing, you know? And chemistry takes time to build sometimes. Shoot, how the hell is Jamar Chase going to build chemistry with Jake Browning and Joe Flacco? Like, come on. So it is a mixed bag with Jettas. It's funny, we're gonna get to him later. But yeah, Jamar Chase definitely an honorable mention that I wanted to include, but I only get 4, and I like watching George Pickens. Sue me. Jake Browning was pretty good before he must have had a lobotomy prior to the season. That's what I mean. I'm not saying I wasn't surprised, but it was just hilarious how truly bad he was. He was awful. This list was also pretty damn funny, but I'll pull it up later. Next up, All right, I said I was going to get to Jefferson. Players with the name J. All right, this one's a little more abstract. We got one more after this. Players with the name J. JJ Watt. Like I said, I didn't put TJ, but I put his brother. Because JJ, 2 for the price of 1. 2 J's for the price of 1. Other J's, John Elway. There weren't any Johns on this list. I was like, what the hell? This whole list, no Johns? I could pull 1,000,000 Joes, 100 Jims. But John Elway, figure he makes sense. Justin Jefferson, 2 J's. Justin Jefferson. So again, double points. He's pretty damn good too. Speaking of receivers who are pretty damn good, Jerry Rice, all-time guy. I thought about putting Jim Brown. Decided against it. But yeah. So this is my players named Jay. Yeah. Can't duplicate names. So, you know, JJ hasn't been done. John hasn't been done. Justin hasn't been done. And Jerry hasn't been done. And, you know, can't have any lamos on this list. Honorable mentions, like I said, Jim Brown, Johnny Unitas, Joe Namath. But again, we already had a Joe on here in Joe Montana. So I figure, you know, why go with the grain? Joe Montana. Joe Montana was in earlier, guys. Jerry Rice is right there, you. Jerry Rice is right there. Jerry Judy. Good point. Shit, I should have put Jerry Judy. Players with the same name and no Justin Tuck. Justin Tuck, look, he didn't even cross my mind. I wish he did. Justin Tuck did not cross my mind. Oh, boy. That's funny, though. Setting him deep. He's been... When he's ever that type of receiver, he's always been intermediate route runner against Yak. So KOC is deploying in the wrong way. All right, fair enough. Blame KOC. But yeah, I feel like this makes sense. Players with the name Jay. I'm glad we got some people joining again. I feel like I got to go through these again. I'll go through them quickly. But yeah, I feel like Jerry Rice makes sense. All right. last. I should have put Jason Pierre-Paul. Damn it. Damn it. I should have put JPP. That's the guy. Jason Pierre-Paul with one hand. Last one, and I don't want to sound like a marketing shill here, because this is going to directly reference something I talked about in my last video. Players that make me hungry. Players that remind me of foods. We got Taco Charlton, Frosty Rucker, Snacks Harrison, and Harrison Mevis. Who's, you know, I don't want to explain why he reminds me of food, but you could probably take a guess. You could take a swing. I feel like this one's pretty easy. I did not want to do anything I heard in the Uber Eats ads. I didn't want to do Baker Mayfield or... I don't even remember the rest of them. But yeah. Like chicken wings or whatever. I don't know. A famous linebacker for the Cardinals, chicken wings. But yeah, I just feel like this is pretty good. These are niche food player names. Try to go a little against the grain with Snacks and Mevis. But yeah, these are players that remind me of food. Tiki Barber. I don't know. I don't know why. Yeah, Tiki Barber should have gotten his own. They're all ugly as hell. Come on. Come on. Giants legend Snacks. When Jim Brown would walk into Hall of Fame gatherings, all the other players would stand up. He was the only player that received that honor. I don't doubt it. Jim Brown's a beast. Jim Brown, one of the greatest ever, no doubt. I really thought about putting him on there, but, you know, I heard Jim Brown has a little bit of a troubling past, so I kind of went Jerry. I think Jerry Rice is better than Jim Brown all time. Jim Brown deserves his respect, though. I'm not saying he doesn't. But yeah, so these are players that, you know, make me think of food. I'm going to go through these again because we got some new people joining, right? We'll go through these a flash round. Mount Rushmore of NFL. I'm not going to explain it, but let me know which ones piss you off. There will be many. All-time quarterbacks. Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Otto Graham, and Roger Staubach. Hidden every era. Current quarterbacks, Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, Matthew Stafford, Jalen Hurts, all guys that represent a different place in their career and also kind of a different playing style. Quarterbacks under 25, Drake May, Caleb Williams, Jackson Dart, and Fernando Mendoza. Has Mendoza played? No, but I don't care. I wish I put 9 or maybe Shador. Current coaches, Mike McDonald, nope. Yeah, Mike McDonald. I almost put Clint Kubiak, which would have been weird. Mike McDonald, Liam Cohen, Sean McVay, Mike Vrabel. 2 offensive guys, 2 defensive guys. Some of them are more extroverted, other of them a little more, you know, internal, like Mike McDonald. But they all get the job done in their own way. All-time coaches, Vince Lombardi, Bill Walsh, Bill Belichick. Hey, he's here again, Sean McVay. Just made sense to me. Just made a lot of sense to me. Hit every era, great coaches. Backup quarterbacks. This one could have gone a plethora of ways. Jameis, fun locker room guy. Jacoby Brissett, probably better than the starter. Kirk Cousins. Oh shit, we have Kirk Cousins. I forgot. And Marcus Mariota, who is fine, but not better than your starter ever. Pass rushers. Myles Garrett, Micah Parsons, Jeffrey Simmons, and Will Anderson. Again, hitting players in different eras of their career. You got Myles Garrett, who's on the, I don't want to say back nine, but he's definitely getting a little older, which is fine. He's still a beast. Micah Parsons, who's on his second deal. Same goes for Jeffrey Simmons, but Jeffrey Simmons is kind of between them. And also, Jeffrey Simmons is kind of succeeding in the shadows of Tennessee, the shadows of being a defensive tackle. He's still getting to the quarterback. And Will Anderson, who I wish I could have replaced with Abdul Carter, but not yet, is an absolute beast. And next up, young stud. Running backs, comparing them specifically to Cars players. Christian McCaffrey's McQueen. Derrick Henry is the Dynaco car, otherwise known as the King, otherwise known as Strip Weathers. Bijan Robinson's the Tesla from Cars 3. And James Cook is Chick Hicks, because while he got the rushing title, no one actually thinks he's the best. Wide receivers, most fun to watch. These are the guys. JSN, Puka Nacua, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens. Could have gone 100 ways with this. Could have thrown Julian Edelman on here if I really wanted to. Did not. Players with the name J. J.J. Watt, 2 for the price of 1. John Elway, stud. Justin Jefferson, 2 for the price of 1. Jerry Rice, pretty good wide receiver. He was played for the Niners. And players that make me think of food: Frosty Rucker, Taco Charlton, Snacks Harrison, and Harrison Mevis. There it is. Woof. So that's the speed round. That is the speed round. I thought that segment would take longer than a half hour. I really thought I'd be able to, like, you know, dig deep. So what Mount Rushmore really got you guys angry? Which one was like, I hate this one. This one makes no sense. I'm curious, because I wanted to do I want to do like a Mount Rushmore of like shitty quarterbacks. JJ, Shador, Kyler, Tua. Maybe drop Kyler. Definitely put Tua on there. In my opinion, Jordan Love or Jared Goff. That would probably ruffle too many feathers. Need to invent a new category just for Hawkland tags. I wish I did one that was just like straight shot, just like the same guy across the board. It's not a bad idea though. Hawkland Dix, all-time name, all-time safety. Pretty good safety. Pretty good. Safety one would have been fun too. 2010 safeties would have been a great one. Who would have gone in 2010 safeties? Ed Reed, Troy Polamalu, obviously. Maybe just 2000s and 2010 safeties, because then you could put in Brian Dawkins. Probably one more. I feel like that was like the best time for safeties. Not to ignore Ronnie Lott, but I feel like that was like the most fun time for safeties, when players were still like getting so much faster, but that you could still hit. Ryan Clark doesn't belong there, but like he does count. He is a heavy hitting safety. Cam Chancellor, that's probably who I would do Mount Rushmore for shitty mascots. Oh boy. Yeah, if you want to go through shitty mascots, go to I made a video on mascots, which, you know, didn't do super well, but it was fun to make. There were a lot of shitty mascots. Keggy the Keg, Dawkins, Reed, Palamalu, Bob Sanders is good. Bob Sanders is a good one too. I think if we're including 2010s, I'd probably go Cam Chancellor, but I know Bob Sanders is great. Why wasn't OJ Simpson on the hungry list? Oh, come on. Shoot. I thought you were making like I thought you were making an OJ joke. That's actually a great point. Shit, that's a great idea. OJ would have made a lot of sense. Damn. No Dirty Harry. Is Dirty Harry Harrison Smith? He's good. Paul Krause. No Paul Krause. Famous Viking safety Paul Krause. I didn't know Harrison Smith's nickname was Dirty Harry. Damn, though, OJ Simpson on the hungry list would have made a lot more sense. Jeez. Can't go back now, but I wish I could. I wish I could. I'm changing it. I'm changing it. Hold on. I'm putting... that one's just too good. I'm putting OJ on. OJ's replacing Mevis. Sorry, Harrison, but... that's just too good of a point. Orenthal James. So funny. Every of these people you Google, their picture comes up from like their NFL headshot, and then OJ comes up, and it's not that. It's a different headshot. I will say, this like Mario Jazz mix is going crazy. I'm all about it. Should do a Mount Rushmore of great movies. Go Chicken Run on there. And also The Barnyard. O.J. Simpson makes me hungry. I hope that's something no one's ever said. All right, OJ's been updated. OJ Kool-Aid McKinstry, that's a good pick. Except he was in the Uber Eats ad. That's not bad, though. OJ has to go on the thirsty list. Oh, shoot, should we do a thirsty one? There's got to be someone, Waters. There's got to be someone with the name Waters. Oh, my God, Eli Apple? Jeez. Jeez. I really underthought the food one. This is what I mean. Uber Eats kind of struck a gold mine with this NFL players with food names. Mount Rushmore missing evidence. OJ's glove, Ray Lewis dinner jacket. Oh boy. Oh man. Mount Rushmore criminals. I'd have to extend that to 20. Was Sauce Gardner in the ad? Oh yeah, Sauce Gardner was for sure in the ad. I think so, but that is a good one. That is a good one for sure. Players that have food names. I hate that Uber Eats made this less fun. If Uber Eats didn't come up with this and this was just like a Hunnaball, oh my god, I would be all over this. It's like, oh my god, Baker Mayfield, he bakes. Like, it would have been actually funny, but Uber Eats beat that joke to death. To absolute death. Marvin Harrison's gun. Wait, Marvin Harrison got what? Ben Roethlisberger, he's probably on there too. Deshaun, I mean, yeah. I mean, Deshaun Watson's too easy. Did Marvin Harrison get in trouble? I didn't know that. I thought Marvin Harrison had a clean background. Henry Ruggs steering wheel. No one said that, but I wanted to. Wait, Marvin Harrison. What the hell did he get into? I'm just going to search Marvin Harrison gun and let's just see what happens. A former NFL receiver was linked by ballistics to a shooting in Philadelphia, though no charges were filed against him. Bullet casings matched the Belgian-made pistol, but conflicting witness accounts and lack of evidence regarding who fired prevented the prosecution. No shit. Wow. Good morning to you guys. Marvin Harrison killed a guy. Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. This is what I mean. Saw on a Twitter. Oh, wait. I believe the gist of it was he got into a confrontation. So it very well could have been Marvin Harrison. It wasn't like someone just grabbed his gun. Again, this is me taking a Reddit post at face value. Hold on. To the film room. Nice. Didn't even have to change tabs. Beautiful. By the way, these Reddit, these r/NFL noobs, number one, don't be a jerk. That's gonna be the Hunnaball Discord rules. Don't be a jerk. In fact, I might just cut and paste these. No illegal streams, no self promo. But yeah, I believe the gist, he got into a confrontation with a man, shot and wounded him as well as bystander unintentionally. He probably would have gotten charged if he wasn't a celebrity. Later on, the man he had a confrontation with was shot to death outside of Harrison's bar. Security footage was obtained from two sources. The first source showed that it was a man in a hoodie, but it was too dark to see his face. The second source was from Harrison's bar, but the part of the video that showed was the man's face blanked out. The suspect was Harrison's cousin, but nothing ever came from it. You really think someone will not get charged for shooting and wounding two people because they catch a football well? That's exactly what happened. Yeah. No, that I believe. That much I believe. I'm not saying he did it, but I do believe that it is possible. He didn't die from the Marvin shooting. He died from a different shooting. Well, right. So Marvin Harrison confronted him, and it looks like shot him, wounded him, and then later he was shot outside of Harrison's bar, maybe by one of Marv's flunkies. Good morning to you guys. Shoot, I did not know this. We're learning stuff on the fly here. That's strange. Yes, I very much believe that. I mean, shoot, man. What a wild situation. So yeah, throw that in the missing evidence, Mount Rushmore. And then get Ben Roethlisberger. What did Ben Roethlisberger? He got into it with like an underage girl, right? I know this is not the time to look this up, but you know, Ben Roethlisberger controversy. Other than like a lot of things will come up here. So 6-game suspension, behavioral evaluations, wasn't here to counseling, suspension. So what happened though? Wow. Okay, this guy's a whole history. We got a whole history lesson here, guys. Yeah, sure. By the way, Dan Jones, I should have made a Dan Jones Mount Rushmore. Didn't have time. Motorcycle, right, so he crashed a motorcycle. Can I... Are we just not going to read? Oh, I think it's because I have the text on black. I can't actually read it. That makes a whole lot of sense. Wait. Okay, I got to be able to read this. Hold on. There's just no way that they didn't unpack these further. There's just no way. Bleacher Report, man. Come on, get your shit together. There we go. What the hell? Did they really just put pictures? I literally turned off the dark reader. This isn't even my issue. Mount Rushmore self-inflicted wounds. JPP Plexco's foot. Yeah, honestly, you can... Mount Rushmore of Giants heartbreaks. The Black Cat. Jude McTappany. Been had two separate ones. Oh, man. I gotta find a different article. This really felt like a good one, but... The Complicated Legacy. Here we go. All right. This is from the Falconer. Ow. Hit my knee. Shoot. Feel like I was just in a motorcycle accident. Anyways. It's so funny when these morning streams get like off the rails. Okay, so we really couldn't set like okay, this really feels a little underdeveloped, but whatever. Following articles. Okay, yeah, by the way, TW, just for the record. Ben Roethlisberger has not officially announced his retirement yet. Okay, so this was a little bit ago. But he's done. Drafted in 04, Big Ben, 2 Super Bowl wins, 5 conference championship appearances, top 10 yards and touchdowns. Stayed with Pittsburgh, but has been hailed as a wonderful leader and received much of the credit for the 2 rings in their time. Well, he was a starting quarterback. He also had 2 sexual assault cases. Fuck, okay. He entered the league in 2004 out of Miami of Ohio. Has anyone been to Miami of Ohio? Is that place, like, fun? He immediately set the rookie record, going 13-3 in his first year with the Steelers. His career is shown to be a proven winner and established him as the best quarterback in a class that includes... Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. I don't know about that. That's my reaction. I read this, and then read this, and it was like, whoa, to the second one. But 2 events in his career provided the ultimate litmus test for what prominent quarterbacks can get away with. His first essay charge, he was charged in 2009 after its alleged occurrence in 2008. Andrew McNulty, as an employee in Lake Tahoe Hotel, which Lake Tahoe is, you know, there's a lake there, said that Roethlisberger called her up to his hotel room, claiming he had trouble with his television. When she came to his room to fix his TV, McNulty attested that he, you know, and suffered from various mental health problems after the incident occurred. The case was settled out of court in 2012. Given the fact he was charged and settled, and the NFL was just kind of like, whatever, that's not great. It's not great. And I love when, like, players get caught. Like, again, the Deshaun Watson thing. You would think committing, like, these vile acts would, like, more or less end your career. But the NFL's like, how does 12 games sound? You know? Just 1 year after his first allegation, Ben Roethlisberger, again, was another accusation of... this time it was a 20-year-old student who claimed that he, in the nightclub of a bathroom stall... Case was eventually dropped due to lack of evidence. Roethlisberger was suspended for 4 games. Same penalty that players face for substance abuse, and the same penalty that Tom Brady faced for the infamous Deflategate debacle. Crazy how they, like, you know, come up with these numbers. Think about this for a second. Players who are caught smoking weed are given the same punishment as Roethlisberger did for allegedly raping... I didn't mean to say it. All right, well, I gotta trim that out. Didn't mean to say it. 2 women. These allegations have largely been forgotten about. His endorsement stayed largely intact since his allegations, save for beef jerky endorsement that he lost. Damn it. Were dismissed as immature. Ravens running back Ray Rice was indefinitely suspended for knocking out his girlfriend in an elevator. Yeah, that's right. That also happened too. Woof. Well, she said the R word on stream. Don't love that. Whatever. Remember, one of the allegations seemed like it might have been an extortion attempt. Well then, okay. Well, Still, though, let's call a spade here. This, you know, this doesn't look great. And, again, apparently there's more, but I can't actually access the article. Let me see if I can pull it on my phone. Let me see if I can pull this on my phone and actually read the article. Thank you, Bleacher Report. Can we read the article? And then we'll move on. I know this isn't exactly great reading in the morning. But I just want to read this damn Bleacher Report article. If they'll let me. And also, Joey Porter said he was a dick. So there you go. Add that to the list of controversies. Joey Porter said he was a dick. Wow. Okay, so it's not just a me thing. They really just didn't write any color for these this article. I think this Bleacher Report article got snubbed. I think we're witnessing censorship in real time. I think this Bleacher Report article got like scrubbed in real time. But anyways, all right, so we can do a Mount Rushmore for players with cases. It's on the island. Shoot. You've never heard anyone call him Harvin Marison? This is why. What does that even mean? Harvin Marison. Bad aim. I mean, what represents Mayhem Monday? That is true. Honestly, it is Mayhem Monday. Holy shit, you're right. They're gonna do a little fun thing about Mount Rushmore. Anyway, it's the morning. Let's do the Weddle. Weddle normal. Ben Roethlisberger is probably not a good pick. Let's do, why not? 9. Let's start it off right. Okay, they're in the NFC. They're tall. They don't play quarterback. Makes me think they're a receiver. Tall receiver in the NFC. God, JJ McCarthy's 6'3". Find that very hard to believe. Tall receiver in the NFC. Fuck it. No, it's not Marvin Harrison Jr. He's older. Larry Fitzgerald. Damn it. Tall receiver in the NFC. How tall is George Pickens? Could be George Pickens. It's possible. Damn, George Pickens is also 6'3". Shit, that didn't work. Okay, they're about 25, and they're either in the... Oh, Mike Evans. Oh my god, Mike Evans. No, Mike Evans is too damn old. It's not going to work. It's not going to be Mike Evans. That would have been a good guess, though. Drake London. That's great. Let's see. That's great. Got the height right, but they're in the NFC West, apparently. And they're not a receiver. Oh my god, they're not even a receiver. I just kind of guessed because they were tall. Might be a tight end? A tight end in the NFC West. Is it McBride? I think it's Trey McBride. Boom. Boom. There she blows. Trey McBride. Love it. Mount Rushmore massage fans featuring Groper, Cleveland, Justin Tucker, and Rob. Yeah, we should throw Bob Kraft in there as well. Good call. All right. The Weddle. Oh, wait, no. I don't actually like the Weddle hard. Where's the one? Is it Pro Bowl? What's the one? It's like 2008. Yeah, okay, but... Great, yeah, we got this one a while ago. 2017. Weddle Pro Bowl. This is the fun one. This is where it all comes crashing down. Okay, let's pick someone. Is Ben in there? He is. Just for... No, let's pick AB. Let's pick AB. Another Steeler with a bit of a rap sheet. So they're on the offensive side of the ball. But they're young. And they aren't in the AFC North. Or in the AFC at all, probably. NFC young player who's not a receiver. This doesn't really narrow us down. I wonder if was DRC on the Giants still? Probably not. I know Jackrabbit wasn't. God, he sucked too. Wow, I'm blanking on Giants in 2017. That was a hell of a year, no? Jeez, was Olivier Vernon was doing his thing. I know that's not even a good pick. He's not even on there. Let's see. I mean, why not? Let's throw Larry Fitzgerald. I mean, he's not a wide receiver though. Okay, they're in the NFC, but they're not a wide receiver. Jeez, what a waste of a pick. Again, this is a limited player catalog here. NFC, young player. Luke Kuechly. All right, all right. We're getting closer. Younger than Luke Kuechly. In the NFC South. Not a linebacker. Probably an offensive player. Yo, in 2017, Mike Evans was pretty damn young, but it's not a receiver. Is it Doug Martin? Could it be Doug Martin? Doug Baldwin. 2017 Giants, wasn't that the year they collapsed after losing the wild card round the year before? That was. That was. That was, in fact, the response after the boat game. The boat picture. And boy, we showed up. Is it Kamara? It could be Kamara. Oh! Come on! Come on! Jeez! I'm getting pretty good at this, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I used to have to rely on chat a lot more. I feel like I'm getting pretty damn good at this one. Holy hell. Alvin Kamara was 22. That's wild. Feels like it was so long ago. Devonta Freeman, that wasn't a bad guess either. Very close. Running back in the NFC South. Great guess. I wonder if he's even on there. Oh, I guess we'll never know. I think Mike Williams is tall, but I don't think he's still on a roster. Well, I mean, I don't think in 2017 he was. But, but we're talking about the last guy. I think Crafty Southpaw is behind or something. Wait, no, he's not, because he said 2017 Giants. Wait. But yeah, Mike Williams would have been a fun pick too. But yeah, no, he's not on the roster, I don't think. He was on the Jets, I think, last year. But that didn't go. And then I think he returned to the Chargers. I could be wrong on that, though. Okay. I know it can't be... I mean, whatever. We got our athletic subscription. I really enjoyed these little connections. They're super quick, though. And then after that, I guess we'll figure out something else to talk about. Jaylen Brown criticizes police for shutting down panel during All-Star Weekend. Wait, what happened? Jeez. Okay, so apparently Jaylen Brown had a party, and the cops shut it down, and he's mad because he, like, you know, was taking donations or whatever. It was like a paid-for event. He hosted Saturday evening for 741 his footwear and apparel brand. Okay, so it was like a business thing. Event held was at 7 p.m. at Beverly Hills Mansion, costing him hundreds of thousands of dollars. Woof. Jaylen Brown lives in Beverly Hills. I thought he played on the Celtics. And the Jets and Rodgers somehow kept underthrowing him. Represent JETS. But yeah, I mean, this is wild. And Rodgers accused him of running the wrong route. Rodgers is the worst. He's the worst. It's a bummer that he's going to keep playing. We had a pop-up talking about culture, talking about future of independence, creative control, etc. A bunch of different people that were just there to talk about positivity in the community. It just seems somebody didn't want that to happen. Beverly Hills, they declined to speak. They responded to an event taking place. Event permit had been applied for and denied by the city due to previous violations associated with events at the address. No shit. Despite the fact the permit was denied, organizers still chose to proceed with inviting hundreds of guests that it was knowing it was not allowed to occur. Beverly Hills Police Department responded and shut down the event. No way. What do you guys think of this? He didn't have a permit, but then again, I mean, he has a party. I mean, listen, I'm not an accountant. I'm not a tax guy. In fact, this year I'm, you know, hopefully not gonna have to file as a YouTuber. But I will say, like, you can kind of get away with like a business expense by just having a party if it's at your house and you just kind of link it to your company. As many tax loopholes. That's just one of them. But apparently, let's see this really quick. Oh boy, I'm going back on Instagram. First time in a while. What? I have to click on their account? What, are you kidding me? Where's the actual... What? Lethal shooter. Okay, wait, hold on. Did they post it or not?
Wait, I'm trying to just get some
okay,
answers.
Here we go.
Because, we paid a lot of money for this, and we're not...
I realize the sound's not even on. Hold on. Gotta get better at this. I realized we were watching the Olympics last night, and I didn't even like have the commentating on. So when I was talking about the commentators, it didn't even come through. That was funny. Anyway, back to it.
I really getting a clear reason to why we got to shut it down.
Well, you applied for a permit. The permit was denied, and you guys still had the event.
The owner didn't say we needed a permit, and it's not a party. We're just doing a panel. What's qualified as an event?
You guys have a bunch of business and all this stuff here. Like,
why?
It's beyond my pay grade. They want to shut down.
So who's pay graded? So who's shutting this down if it's not you?
It's painted on hairline. Yeah, you wore a hat.
The city is shutting us down for no reason. The music was during the day. It's 8 o'clock. So if the music was a problem, what's the next problem? But there's other people doing events too. They all have permits. And they have, did they shut their music down? In LA, we're just trying to have an event, a panel, talking about culture, talking about future.
Music is so unnecessary and funny.
Talking about leadership, and for whatever reason, I feel like we're being targeted. We had some cool stuff planned. My apologies to y'all. We had some great people. Russell's here. We got streamers here. We got other people here to talk about.
I actually got invited, but chose to not attend.
Right now, 7 p.m. It's not 2 a.m. It's not 3 a.m. It's not 12. It's literally 7 p.m. and we're getting shut down from doing a panel talking about leadership and culture. You know, so I don't understand what the reasoning is, but I'm trying to get some answers.
This is tricky. Disappeared like Will Campbell. You just, oh shoot, I disappeared? Oh damn, thanks for letting me know. Damn. I forget to turn the camera back on. It turns off after 30 minutes. Thank you for letting me know. Fuck. The Knicks shut the party down. New York Knicks. That's wild though. I don't know. What do you guys feel about that? He didn't have a permit supposedly, and apparently this was like apparently I don't know if he owns this place. It made it sound like he was renting it at a Beverly Hills mansion. Okay, so it wasn't his. He doesn't live in Beverly Hills. He rented this. He rented the house, which I think is on Jaylen Brown in a way. Renting a house that doesn't have permits because they've had repeated offenses for issues at that venue. Probably should have just picked a different venue, but probably cut a deal. Jaylen Brown's a smart, articulate guy, though, and I feel like he's one to make cops look dumb, as he did in that video. The cops should have just, played it a little more intelligently. Like, you have like 700 people here. I don't know why it's a party, but that's why I got called. Simple, right? Get to the point. It's like there's hundreds of people here. I don't know what else to tell you, buddy. There's no permits. I'm being told this is not. Then he said it's not above my pay grade, which I thought that's my thing. What the hell? But yeah, if you guys hosted a party without a permit, would you be mad if the cops shut it down? I mean, since when did you need a permit to have a good time? Bears in Iowa. The Bears moving to Iowa. What the hell? Anyways, Sports Connection. Thought that was an interesting story. Love getting ads when you pay for a subscription. All right, let's do this quick. All right, Clippers, Warriors, Lakers. This is free. Kings, basketball teams. So simple. All right. Chargers, Niners. Whoa. This one's tougher. Whoa, okay. Hold on. Ticker, Kyron, Anchor, Sale? These are all broadcast terms. Cologne? Is it Cologne? Burns? Holy shit, I'm actually kind of stuck. It's actually kind of difficult. Oh, man. It could be Burns. It could be Sale. What the fuck is a Sale? All right, we're going to guess Sale. Duh. All right, well, bricked it. Highlights, maybe? Wait a minute. Now you're multicolored. Oh my god, bro. This damn camera! Ah! Kind of a cool effect though, no? When it works, it's actually kind of nice, ain't it? This stupid ass camera. It's not even the camera's fault, honestly. That's the thing. I don't even want to blame the camera. It's on the damn battery that I bought. I will be leaving them a scathing review. A scathing review. In fact, I might do that now on stream. It's like, well, it works for a little, and then after, I don't know, a week of using it, you the thing starts to flare out and not work. What's the point of a dummy battery if it can't hold its power? It's gonna fry my camera. I'm glad it hasn't already. Jesus. I don't know what this connections is. Looks like a hacker in a mid-2000s movie with that effect. I thought it was kind of badass. And usually it freezes, but that time I was actually able to like work through it. Love this. This has been one of my favorite Nintendo mixes. Cozy Evening at the Mario Garage. This has been a great one. I'm stuck, dude. Obviously, okay, I'm just gonna... Oh, shoot. California colleges or California teams. Throw Michigan in there. What? What? Cologne, Burns, highlights. Okay, I pretended like I knew what Chiron was. I actually don't know what Chiron is. Sale? Are these like hairstyles? Damn it! Bro! Alright, I'm a shuffle. Harbaugh coach teams. Oh, shit! There you go. There you go. Damn. Ugh. That's... Oh, I'm an idiot. I should have put that together. I'm not thinking. They've been softballing these to this point, so I really thought it was like, all right, pretty easy. All right, now is when it really gets tough. I feel like highlights, Burns go together. And then I feel like anchor and ticker go together. I'm assuming a Chiron's a broadcast term. Did someone say Nintendo? Hell yeah. Let's go. Nintendo mention. Does Cologne refer to the scent or the city in France? That's a phenomenal question. That's a phenomenal question. Because there very well could be cities. Wait, is this just it? Straight shot? Fuck. But maybe there's a city called Sale and Cole. Oh, man. This sucks. This sucks. I don't know what a couple of these words are referring to. Sale, Cole, and Chiron. Chiron, whatever. Kyron Williams? I should have put him on the running backs Mount Rushmore just to piss you guys off. That Mount Rushmore, that should have just been a rage bait, honestly. Swing and a miss. Chiron, anchor, ticker, highlights. All right. We're going to give it a shot. I think that makes sense. Yeah, these are all broadcast terms. I thought Chiron was there. I just didn't put highlights because I thought highlights would go with Burns. But apparently not. There it is. In a Sports Center broadcast. There it is. Sail and anchor have to go together. Well, apparently not. I think that was meant to trick you, Southpaw. And then what are these supposed to be? Homophones of Cy Young Award winners. What? What? Are you kidding me? Homophones? What? What kind of sick joke was that? Homophones of Cy Young Award winners. We don't talk about baseball on this channel. Weekend Sports Trivia Winter Olympics. I don't know about this. First Winter Olympics had to have been in Norway. Fuck. Winter Olympics, Summer Olympics are staggered, alternating every 2 years, but that wasn't always the case. What was the last year both events were held? 96. Fuck. Have the Winter Olympics ever been held in the Southern Hemisphere? Nope. Can't be done. There you go. 1 for 3. What country has the most medals in Winter Olympics history? Easy. Norway. Yep. That's 2. Yep. You guys are watching a master at work. What United States athlete has the most Winter Olympic medals? Lindsey Vonn. Fuck. Biathlon is an event combination of 2 sports. One is cross-country skiing. The other one is ski jumping. Yeah. Yeah. Rifle shooting. Downhill skiing. It can't be snowboarding. That would be stupid as hell. If you're cross-country skiing, I'd imagine you would go downhill. God damn it. I knew it was rifle shooting. Fuck is a homophone. Yeah. I think it's because they sound similar. Yeah. It's wild. Wild shit. I know. Nordic combined is also 2 sports mixed into one. What? Wait, Nordic combined. One is cross-country skiing. What is the other one? Ski jumping. Come on. There it is. Wrong but never, or early but never wrong. Where does granite used to make an Olympic? Oh, this is good. Scotland. Here we go. Homophones. Each of 2 words having the same pronunciation but different meanings, origins, or spelling. For example, new and new. Oh. No shit. Wow. Biathlon's one where they ski and snatch up a rifle and shoot. How did I not know that? I guess everyone in here knew this besides me. Damn it. I knew Scotland though. Movie Cool Runnings is based on a view of what nation's bobsledding team? Oh, this is easy. Jamaican bobsledding team. I've heard about that one. That one's easy. Used to be called Military Patrol. No shit. Okay, NFL question. What famous NFL player tried his hand at the sport in 1992 games? Given the timelines, I think Bo Jackson's too easy. Emmitt Smith, if the Dallas O-line's not there, Emmitt Smith can't do shit. Walter Payton was pretty focused on the grind, so we're going to go Herschel Walker. This is how I got through school. Just process of elimination. I mean, I'm nailing this quiz. Which of the following countries have been banned from the Milan Cortina Olympics? Can I select all? Can I select all? I'm pretty certain North Korea didn't make the trip. Fuck. I would assume. Belarus being the other. Athletes from those countries are allowed to compete as individual neutral athletes. I probably should have been able to put that together. What kind of critters are Milo and Tina, the official mascots of the 2026 games? They wouldn't be. I think they're either bobcats or stoats. Stoats. Yup. Who doesn't know what a stoat is? Yeah, I missed pretty much too much this treatment. Probably gonna sit this one out. Catch on. I see you, Jarv. You missed the Mount Rushmore. Damn it. You guys knew this one. U.S. star Ilya Malinin is aiming to win gold in men's... Wait, what? That was a woman. In men's single figure skating. Oh, shoot, I know that guy. The blonde guy. Who was the last U.S. woman to capture the gold in singles? Damn it. Malinin is the only figure skater to land quadruple axel jump successfully. What is his name? It's Quad God, right? Yeah, knew it. To shorting copyright issues over his music choice, Spanish figure. Yep, I was able to move forward with his yellow theme short program. What music was Sabate allowed to use? I don't think Minions would have been copyrighted. I don't think Yellow would have been yeah, maybe. Let's go Mellow Yellow. Fuck, it was the Minions one. Hughes? Was that Hughes? I may have bricked it. With the return of NHL to the Olympics this year, Canada's favorite to win gold in men's hockey. Who's the Canada team captain? You'd think it'd be McDavid. I'm going Crosby. Whose Olympic comeback was cut short after she crashed Lindsey Vonn? Who is the first American to win a gold medal in these Olympics? Breezy Johnson. Easy breezy. Yep. Chloe Kim, who's trying to become the first woman in 3 straight gold medals, is competing despite being injured. What did she hurt? I'm gonna go shoulder. I feel like I'm smashing this. I feel like at the end of this, we're gonna be like, you got like an 80%, dude. Pretty fucking good. Russia not being able to play Olympics hockey sucks, man. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's bigger than sports. But I hear you. It does suck. Russia's got a good team. Sarah Hughes' win was one of the most biggest upsets in women's figure skating. Really? See, now we're learning. We're learning. This is what this is. This is a productive morning we're having. Hunnaball AM. Maddie Scraffic, 31, is competing in her first Olympics after quitting snowboarding in 2015. What job did she take after quitting the sport? Well, if you're an Olympic snowboarder, you don't become a plumber or a landscaper. Lifeguard seems too easy. Police officer. Fuck. Plumber. Great. Oh, my bad. Nothing wrong with it. I just wouldn't have guessed that's what Olympic athletes do. There's only one new sport in the 2026 games that involves a mix of skiing and traveling on foot. What is it called? Can't be hiking. Snowcross is a cool name, but I think it's show ski. Ski mountaineering is a stupid name. Show ski's better. What country dominates in the luge? With 8 straight gold medals in women's singles and 4 of the last 5. I love the luge. This is my favorite winter sport. The luge is sick. I would have said the Ukraine. Given that the Ukraine is not on here, it's got to be one of these. It's got to be one of these. I don't think it's Germany. I don't think it's the Netherlands. I'm going Poland. Sorry, it's the Germans. Come on. Almost done. Who's the first athlete to win 3 gold medals in the Milano Cortina Olympics? God, I am totally just guessing at this point. Michael Kingsbury. Mikhail. Damn it. You know what? First brother and sister to win. I'm not even going to try. Became the first brother and sister to win gold at the same Olympics. What is their sport? Snowboarding. Come on. Bro, give me a break here. Speaking of the athletic siblings, Matthew and Brady Chuck, well, hockey. I know that. There it is. There it is. 13 out of 25 is not bad. That's what, like a 45%? Drop a like if you haven't already for 13 out of 25. But yeah. Well, that's the Olympic quiz. I'll tell you guys, we did the Mount Rushmore thing. It's President's Day. Ben Roethlisberger apparently is not a great guy. There you go. What else do we got? Anyone been to the Olympics? Has anyone actually sought that out? When it comes to the US, or I think it's actually LA, I feel like that'll be like a pretty big deal. What, in 2028, I think? I feel like that'll be a pretty big deal, man. Yeah, 2028. You can get jobs? Shoot. I might look into that. Imagine that. Hunnaball goes to the Olympics selling peanuts. SoFi Stadium, the Coliseum. That'll be nice. LA 28. No way. And this will have flag football, right? 800. Okay, wait. Oh, well, wait. So that's the the Paralympic. Okay, what about the regular Olympic? Okay, 879 days until the regular Olympic. I see. No offense to the Paralympics, but, you know, let's... Okay, wait, so it is like a... There are some things going on in other cities. Some soccer will be played across the nation and in San Jose. Oklahoma City will have a couple of things for softball and whitewater. But the rest of it will be in LA County. Hey, they're going to have volleyball in the Honda Center. That's cool. Not much other love for the OC, but that's fine. Whatever, I don't even care. Where's like the big event? Where's like the heavy hitter? It's probably really small in the stream. Hold on. So if you're flying out to LA, I'll tell you what, Pasadena, there are nicer places in LA than Pasadena. So if you can afford to ski, I mean, but the final in soccer is probably going to be worth. Yeah, they're doing cricket over in Fairgrounds. We fuck about the summer ones. The only thing I want to watch is hockey. Kind of want to go to Winter Olympics. Like, I mean, shoot, but I feel like Winter Olympics, you had to go all the way to Milan. That's a hell of a flight. That's a hell of a flight, man. They keep it in the Northern Hemisphere, so it's tough. If the Winter Olympics came to the US, that would be cool. But I don't think we could handle it. I guess they're building a whole specific stadium for swimming and the opening ceremony. Which, by the way, when I lived in London, the stadium they built for the Olympics, very cool. Very cool spot. I visited it all the time because it was right by a mall that I liked going to. So I saw it a bunch. A lot of fun. Damn. So they're doing cycling and marathons and triathlons in Venice. I hope they brought a bulletproof vest, too. That's fucked up. In the Winter Olympics from the US in 2002... And it went fine, I think. Oh, shoot. Okay, well, that means we're probably a while away from getting that redraw. But that would be fun. Winter Olympics are probably more fun because you can get into any kind of sport with the Winter Olympics. With the summer, it's like, I'm not going to watch badminton. I might watch badminton. I've always been a big swimming guy when it comes to the Olympics. Because again, when I was growing up, Michael Phelps, Ryan Lochte, who I think has a troubling background, or maybe he just, you know, did some shit. I don't know. I just remember Ryan Lochte being in the news for some reason. I don't remember why. But yeah, Michael Phelps in his prime, just going through with the breaststroke. That was a lot of fun. Milan Cortana. What the hell is wait, is Milan Cortana, is that different than Milan? Am I like dumb here? Am I stupid? They're gonna have winter 2034 in Utah. I guess I'll have to tap in with the Mormons. Okay, there it is. Put that on the calendar, guys. 2034. So that's 2 Winter Olympics from now, I think. Yeah. Ryan Lochte's a stare. There you go. That's what he was in the news for. Oh, there's more. They're going to be climbing at the Long Beach Climbing Theater and playing handball at the Long Beach Arena. Shoot, I might make it. I might go up there. When in Long Beach, watch handball. Let's get accused of filing a false police report during the South American Olympics. Wow. Okay, so there's more. Well, we did it. We did it enough. We did it with Ben Roethlisberger. May as well. Ryan Lochte. Let's go news. Injures leg during episode 4 of Worst Cooks in America. That's not what I thought you guys were talking about. What? Wait, what? Injures leg during episode 4 of Worst Cooks in America, leading to elimination. They bounced him. A kitchen slip led to a knee injury that ended Ryan Lochte's run. Is there a clip? Is there a clip? God damn it. I mean, he tore his meniscus on a cooking show? They were tasked with a relay-style race to create dishes that represented a sort of poolside snacking fitting for the 12-time Olympic medalist swimmer. Lochte paired with fellow team member C.T. Tamburullo, a former contestant on The Challenge, and assigned to Station 3 tasked with replicating tuna poke tower. That sounds tough. With a recipe hidden inside coconuts. Lochte, what a stupid article this is. Like, this is not on the writer. This is just a ridiculous situation. Lochte and Tamburullo won their station, leading to help the blue team to a 2-1 victory in the next team challenge. Next came the skill drill, and that's where everything changed. Where cooks were assigned to prepare and cook crab cakes, which are not easy to make. My mom tried making them. They were not good. Sorry, Mom. Since the blue team won the challenge, they received the advantage of having all ingredients already at their stations. Lochte, though he struggled, earned high praise for his crab cakes. This guy can throw down in the kitchen. Even being told by judges Jeff Muro and Tiffany Derry that they were the best of any other contestant. Though the main dish seemed to be a hit, he had failed to dress the salad. He forgot the dressing? Idiot. For the main dish challenge, contestants were prepared to prepare a real seafood curry with branzino and jasmine rice. Lochte's fish looked the best. Okay, but where's the knee? Where's the knee? The rice was undercooked. Despite the setback, Lochte won. We could have just skipped that. We could have just skipped the episode 3 recap. Where does he get hurt, dude? Talk about burying the lead. Okay, so they were making tacos. And during the cooking process, Lochte turned around and grabbed something and slipped on a piece of spaghetti. They had to get the ingredients out to begin the challenge. Lochte's leg got twisted. He suffered a torn meniscus. Though in pain, Lochte pushed through and struggled to get his tacos finished before the timer. I don't want to be a dick, but like... He forgot salt. He tore his meniscus, and the judge was like, "Hey, man, this I'm not even gonna try this taco. It's awful." What? What a situation. He was so upset about missing the dressing. Rio Olympics. Those were Lochte got accused. Okay, there you go. But I forgot about that, Crafty. Yeah, there's a wiki article called "Lochtegate: The Dresses Police Report Scandal." Okay, I will check that out. But isn't this wild? Isn't this wild? I've never heard of this. An athlete, bro, if this happened to an NFL player that we all knew, like if this happened to like Ben Roethlisberger, this would be fucking hilarious. Like genuinely. He slipped on a piece of spaghetti and tore his meniscus and still had to make his tacos through the injury. And then the judges didn't even bother trying it because the taco was so bad. He got eliminated too. Not only did you get injured, but you're out of the show, buddy. Nice tacos, loser. Oh, man. Let's talk about it. Anyways, I want to see this Lochtegate wiki, but this is hilarious. From Olympic champ to worst cooks in America. Yeah, seriously. Well, now we know Lochte is injured. All right, here we go. Boy, oh boy. Whoa, this is lengthy. Holy hell. A lot going on here. Wow. Is this like a Juicy Smollett situation? Okay, Lochtegate is a colloquial name of a scandal involving United States swim team members Ryan Lochte, Jimmy Fagan, Gunnar Betts, and Jack Conger during the 2016 Summer Olympics held in Brazil. While initial news stories reported that Lochte and 3 other swimmers had been robbed at gunpoint after a night out in Rio, later details emerged that the armed robbers were posing as police. Wait, armed robbers posing as police were actually security guards at a gas station where the swimmers had urinated outside the bathroom, and Lochte allegedly vandalized a framed poster, and ended with the swimmers providing money to the guards. Some of the swimmers were detained in Brazil as witnesses. Ultimately, the athletes each released statements, and one swimmer paid a fine of approximately 10 grand to a Brazilian charity, which is a lot for Olympians, by the way. They make jack shit money, in order to get his passport back. Lochte apologized for not being more candid about the gas station dispute and subsequently lost 4 major sponsorships. On September 8, both the U.S. Olympic Committee and USA suspended Lochte for 10 months and Bentz, and on the rest of the guys for 4 months. Additionally, Lochte was required to complete 20 hours of community service, and Bentz was required to complete 10. What? All were made ineligible for financial support during their suspensions, removed from the Olympics delegation of the White House, barred from the U.S. Olympic training centers, and blocked from attending USA's swimming year-end Golden Goggle celebration. He was charged in Brazil with falsely reporting a crime. The scandal gained significant media attention during both the games and after their conclusion. In July 2017, the Brazil court dismissed the charges against Lochte, saying his actions did not rise to the level of filing a false crime report. Yeah. Am I the only one that, like, is a little underwhelmed? So what? So he pissed and then got in trouble. He pissed on a poster and allegedly vandalized the poster, and then paid off guards to, like, be all hush-hush about it, then reported the crime as they were being robbed. I guess now, when you put the robbed at gunpoint element into there, it's not as good. It's not as good. Speaking of athletes committing crimes, by the way, Mark Sanchez, we looked it up last night. Mark Sanchez's trial was initially scheduled for December 11th, 2025. After stream, I looked that up to say, maybe I'm just an idiot. Maybe it's scheduled for 2026. So I did some more research. Mark Sanchez's trial, I believe it, I'm almost certain it is on March 12th of this year. So it's in about less than a month. We will be here. We will be streaming it. It is going to be televised. We will be watching the Mark Sanchez trial no matter what. That I wanted to bring up because it wasn't showing up on the Google searches last night for some reason. A different Google search pulled it up instantly. It's like, oh, the trial got moved to March. There you go. So we will be watching that. But yeah, Lochte. Jeez. I'm sure that's like definitely like I mean, it's just a Wikipedia summary, so I'm sure there's more to it. But yeah, I can see why people got mad about this. It's going to be epic. Yeah, no, I'm excited for it. I'm excited. You guys know us. This is the trial of the century too. Dude, don't even get me started. If I was streaming during the OJ, I don't know when it was streaming. The internet was barely a thing. But if I could live stream the OJ trial, oh my God, would that be the greatest thing ever? Like, I don't want to say I hope more players commit crimes, but if they do, you know where to come, all right? We will be discussing. Oh boy, I'm fired up, man. This is hilarious. But anyways, so yeah, let me actually just find like a different. Let me pull up this Mark Sanchez thing. Yeah, so you see, here we go. So Mark Sanchez criminal trial delayed to 2026. Here's why. It's been a month since he was stabbed, or no, since he stabbed someone. My bad. The presiding judge has made an important decision, right? So Sanchez trial, as we talked about, they switched judges because the judge appointed to it didn't want to get in all the hoopla, right? Which is weird. I feel like I'd be into that. So they swapped judges, and Sanchez trial has been moved because of it grants Sanchez extra time to prepare for his concurrent civil trial over the same incident. I see. So he's getting sued by Indianapolis, and he's getting sued by the truck driver, which is fair. The extension gives Sanchez's legal team an extra 4 months to craft their defense, while a parallel civil trial has been more complicated since the original incident in early October. The alleged victim of a stabbing incident at the hands of Sanchez in early October sued him, and the former employer Fox his former employer Fox shortly after being discharged from the hospital. Boy, Fox is probably pissed. We all know what happened. But yeah, so they extended it to March 12th, 2026, and it will be televised. I don't know if it's going to be like on YouTube or what, but we'll find out. So yeah. Lamaster in the OJ chat. What's the over on if the glove fits chat? Yeah. So yeah. Seriously. Drop a like if you think OJ is guilty. Drop a like. It turns into a knife. Oh man. I'm here all day. So yeah, we will be here. March 12th, 2026 in Marion County, Indiana. Is there a time? Is there a time that we can all like put on the calendar? Imagine if it's not televised, I'm gonna be pissed. I don't see anything confirming it on here, but I remember reading last night specifically that it was televised. I think we read that on Court TV. His pre-trial press conference is scheduled for March 4th. He's out on a $300 cash bond. Pay-per-view trial is crazy. Is it pay-per-view? I mean, I'll buy it. I'll find a website and then pay for it. Hold on. Okay, wait. Wait, hold on. Court TV. This is what I was going to look up. Here we go. Trial date set, right? So hold on here. Okay, hold on. Is set to be televised. See, okay, perfect. The trial, okay, I should have just read this. I just don't trust the Gemini headlines anymore. Osborne approving cameras for the proceedings, which are scheduled to begin. Obviously, we know this has been moved. He approved the media request reversing a previous decision, notes at Yahoo Sports and NBC Sports. Sanchez is free on bond and has pleaded not guilty. He pled not guilty. No shit. Okay. This is going to be a fun one. So where is it going to be streamed, though? Where is it going to be streamed? Court TV, probably. Fox will charge to watch in order to recoup. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Then when I hit the like button, it doesn't change. Come on. Wait, what? You want to hit the like button? Yeah, the like button, I don't know if it turns to a football this morning. I wish it would. But sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Fox will charge in order to recoup this. Oh, boy. Well, now we know, guys. Maybe we can watch Florio and Sims react to it. Yeah, outside of that, I don't think there's much news going on in the NFL world. Franchise tag window opens tomorrow. Wow, Kenneth Walker's can be franchise tagged. Dolphins will release Bradley Chubb. Not much of a surprise there. Okay. So there you go. Football offseason is back in action. Ken Walker is probably going to get tagged. I don't think they want to pay him big. George Pickens likely headed for the tag. Falcons tight end hitting the market, but I would expect the Falcons to put significant effort on re-signing him. Does Courts TV still have a channel? They have a website, which is not the same thing, but they do have a website. I feel like cable companies don't really like kick channels off the air, given just how low-hanging fruit it is at this point. Let me see though. I'm just gonna check my YouTube TV really quick. Yeah, Jalen Phillips, he's probably gonna walk. Trey Hendrickson. I imagine if they tag Trey Hendrickson, that'd be hilarious. That'd be so messed up if the Bengals tag Trey Hendrickson. Let's check really quick if Court TV is still on the airwaves. Oh shit, we could actually watch Olympics too. I was like, what should we watch? There are Olympics on TV right now. Yep, still on here. Still on YouTube. Yep, still on it. Yep. In fact, there's the trial on right now. Whoa. This one's called Gave My Son a... Oh, camera went out. Shit. This one's called Gave My Son a Gun. Murder Trial. Georgia versus Colin Gray. Holy shit. Wait. I'm lost. Talk about being above my pay grade. Faces 4 counts of murders and deaths of students and teachers. So I... This is a wild case. Wild story. Can I quad box this? Can I quad box this with the Olympics? Can I quad box the Colin Gray murder trial with short track speed skating? Jesus, what a title. Yeah, no, honestly. I'm not making this up. Like, I mean, I'd show it, but I mean, there's no point. I hope you guys take it at face value. A pretty wild one from what I'm reading on the graphics here. Let me pull this up here. I know this is not sports related, so bad time for a new person to join, but Murdo trial begins for father of alleged Appalachia high school, shooter, Colt Gray. It's not funny, but I just trying to make light of a bad situation here. All right, let's just go to CNN. Why not? TW. Opening students began Monday. The father of a teenager who allegedly killed, 4 people. Gray, the father of Colt. Wait, his name's Gray? His name's Gray. That's not true. Colin Gray. Okay. Gray, the father of Colt Gray, has pleaded not guilty to nearly 30 charges, including 2 counts, each second-degree murder and involuntary manslaughter. This is not a case about holding parents accountable for what their children do. That's not what this case is about. This case is about the defendant and his actions in allowing a child that he has custody over to access a firearm and ammunition after being warned that the child was going to harm others. So he, did this, and then, even after online threats, threatening to do it, no charges were filed. Colin bought a firearm for his son as a birthday present. No, sorry, Christmas present. Important caveat there. Christmas present. It's a whole different vibe. I feel like, listen, I'm not a gun guy, okay? I'm not knocking anyone that is. Unless, you use it like Colt did here. What I will say about it is you can't give a gun on Christmas. Right? What do? Wrap it up with wrapping paper and put it under the tree? That just feels like a whack Christmas present to me. Birthday? Sure. Christmas? I don't care for that. So basically what happened is the dad gave him a gun and then he, unloaded. That's brutal. That sucks. Well, that trial's on now. If you want to watch that, shit. There you go. Father's being charged after someone on a shooting spree with a gun he bought him. Yeah, no, that's a pretty succinct. Isn't that the plot? Oh shit, that is a plot to the Christmas Story. Oh my god, you're right. You're right. Good point. Holy hell, hard disagree. Is that a hot take for me saying a gun's more of a birthday present? A cool gun's a great gift any time of year. Like, you're right though. That is the plot. I'm like still laughing about that. That is the plot of Christmas Story. But that was like a BB gun. No, he was gonna shoot his eye out, but it wasn't like a AR-15. Yeah, it's a Red Ryder. Wait, oh my god. Oh no, yeah, it's an air rifle. Yeah, it's an air rifle. Yeah, this is not the same situation. This is not like a Christmas Story. Oh boy. Well, apparently it got nabbed by a Christmas Story museum. That sucks. Leave it to corporate America to steal his gun. He finally got it, and then they stole it from him in real life. That sucks. Anyways, I tell you, I've never watched Christmas Story front to back though. I just kind of know the gist. I know he gets in the pink bunny suit. Ralph, I think it's his name, Ralphie or whatever. He gets all sad, and then he gets the gun. End of story. Not my favorite Christmas movie of all time, but it's everyone's allowed to like their own shit. I'll tell you, that trial really, really hooked me. I'll tell you guys, I love drama. It like makes me sound like such an asshole because this is like tragic stuff, but I love just like fiery drama. Great. Right as I switched back to court TV, it goes to a commercial. How are you allowed to air commercials during a trial? How's that even allowed? God forbid I was streaming during the Aaron Hernandez thing. Oh my god. We get Mahi in here playing devil's advocate. Well, hold on now. Nothing's been proven. No one's been charged. I believe the house used in the movie was turned into a museum. Oh. Well, there you go. I guess that makes more sense why they needed the gun then. You can't really go there and it's like, where's the gun? It's like, oh, we don't have it. It's in a storage unit. Someone on the crew got it. Charlie Brown, Christmas, the top one Christmas movie. I don't care. Can I, all right, this is, what a topic to have in February. But let me just say really quick, it is Mayhem Monday. If there's ever a time for me to go off the rails, it's Mayhem Monday. Can you guess my favorite Christmas movie? I'd be shocked. I love drama on a time about a shooting trial. I know, yeah, seriously, that's not the greatest thing. It's not the greatest thing, but I just mean, like, you know, there's some emotions involved. It's the same thing as watching like investigative discovery or like crime videos online. It's like, it's not great, but that's kind of why you watch it. Aaron was clearly in fear of his life. He just made a mistake. Yeah. We'll take a short recess here to bring you to our sponsor, DraftKings. Bet $5 on if he murdered the guy and get $200 in bonus bets. I'll tell you, one of these days, YouTube is going to take down my channel. I have been saying the M word way too much, man. I'll tell you. Christmas Vacate, that's good. Die Hard, I've never actually seen Die Hard. Christmas Vacation's up there, but it's not the one. It's not the one. I'd be shocked. It's not the Grinch. And I'll eliminate some as we go on. It's not the Grinch, although that's fine. It is certainly not Home Alone. I've told my Home Alone story before. TLDR, first and only time I watched Home Alone, I was 18 with a girl that I liked. We weren't dating. She made that very clear. We were not dating, but we had like a situationship going, and we were watching with all of her friends in her like home theater, so to speak. It was like a TV in a room, but still, like, it was cool, I guess. I mean, there were chairs, not like theater chairs. They were just like it was like a living room, but like, you know, specifically meant to watch TV. Anyways, that's so not the point. Everybody fell asleep, I thought, because she fell asleep. The girl fell asleep during Home Alone because the movie sucks. And I watched it because I couldn't make a move while she was asleep. And as I was watching the movie, I didn't realize that everybody, it was a dark room, was filing out. So when the movie ended, I was like, wait, where the hell is everybody? This is not a short story. Where the hell is everybody? And then I go outside and they're like, so did you do it? And I'm like, do what? She was asleep. And they're like, oh, damn, we thought you were going to make your move. It's like, make my move? Home Alone is on. There's like 15 people in here. Wait, make my move. And also, unrelated, Home Alone sucks. The story's not even good. I don't care for it. So I have negative memories towards Home Alone for multiple reasons. USA takes third in the speed skating. Women's speed skating. We take bronze. There you go. But my favorite Christmas movie is, in fact... You guys are gonna hate this. It's Scrooged. It's Scrooged. This movie is so good. This movie is so good. I don't care. This movie is so good. Scrooged is great. You guys gotta, if you haven't seen it, I'm sure you have. It is a Christmas Carol, but in modern times. It is Bill Murray. It is funny. It is well paced. It is a great movie. Scrooge is far and away my favorite Christmas movie. Is that me trying to be a contrarian with a niche pick? Kind of, but it is a great film. Oh, no shit. Our USA speed skater smacked Miss Finland in the face, but it ended up not mattering. Make your move watching Home Alone with a girl who's asleep. Yeah, no, seriously, in a room of people that I barely knew, her friends. They're like, that's why we left the room. I'm like, did you not check to say that she was knocked out? You know, this is valid. Yes, yes. It's a great Christmas movie. Mayhem Monday. Oh, boy. But yeah. Oh, damn it. Well, never mind about taking the bronze. We just didn't qualify. So now, I guess we're out of the women's short figure skating. Getting cockblocked isn't the best context to enjoy Home Alone in. No doubt. No doubt. I'm glad we can agree. I was so mad. And then I watched the movie. I was like, why is everyone so afraid of the old man? You know? Like, I could see that plot hole coming a mile away. And also, I just, you know... I'll tell you. This is going to make me sound like a hater. Is today the day to do this? Let's do it. Let's do it. I've been alluding to this many times. First, let's talk about Home Alone really quick, because this is going to segue into a more grandiose issue I have about 80s and 90s movies. I don't want to sound like a kid hater, right? I don't want to sound like a kid lover in the parlance of our times, but I don't want to sound like a kid hater, right? But I don't care for how stupid they make the adults look in this one. I just don't care for it. I get it, right? It's Macaulay Culkin showing people that you can't mess around with a kid. I get it. He's the protagonist. We should root for him. It never feels like there are any stakes because these adults are dickheads the whole movie. You know who else are dickheads? Kevin's parents. I get it. You have a big family. In the 80s, you can afford a huge house. But like, Damn, did they drop the ball when it came to leaving him. So the whole movie just felt unrealistic. And I don't want to be the guy that's like, oh, where's the realism? Because I just said that Scrooge is my favorite Christmas movie. It's like basically a sci-fi. But like, I just didn't buy into the story. I didn't buy into the story, and I think that 80s and 90s movies in general get away with a lot of stupid writing because kids are funny. That's the joke. It's like, oh, kids are funny. Who gives a shit? And what did I walk in on? Mayhem Monday. This movie sucks. Some of these figure skaters are so good looking. You got to be in great shape for these Winter Olympics. I'll tell you, I was developing a crush for those Canadian curlers last night. But anyways, but I don't care for Home Alone. I think the writing is contrived and stupid. But that is nothing compared to, I've said this before, my least favorite movie I've ever seen in my life. And it's time for me to talk about this. Otis, you found the right time. I've said this before. My least favorite movie, I got to get a better shot, of all time. Not even close. Is Little Giants. I just showed my Yahoo Fantasy account. It's Little Giants. Hey, good morning, chat. Are we debating Christmas movies? Yeah, we're debating Christmas movies in February. That's what we're doing. But I'm switching. I agree. Home Alone, extremely overrated. Fuck yeah. There you go. It insists on itself. Macaulay Culkin's living my dream, which is being married to Brenda Song. That's a good point. That's a fair point. And he's also super rich. His Home Alone residuals are crazy. Little Giants. Conceptually. Look, I get this, right? I'm a cis male. I am white. I get that. So I'm not going to sit here and play many things offend me. However, this movie offends me more than anything that has ever happened to me in my life. People have said I look like Maggie Gyllenhaal with a mustache. People have said ridiculous and crazy things about me, what I've done, what I care about, and yet this movie takes the cake for the most offensive film I've ever seen in my life. Little Giants. The title alone, Little Giants. What the fuck? The Giants had Lawrence Taylor at this point. Little Giants, and I get it, right? It's a play on words because giants are big. I'm not an idiot, okay? Giants are big. They're kids, so they're little, right? I get it. They clearly, I'll tell you, and this has happened with me making videos. You come up with the title first, the plot second. It's like, oh, shit. And you know what happens when you do that? The video or the media sucks. Example, players have opinions now. My video on player podcasts tanked. I rewatched it. It's not even good. But I liked the title, Players Have Opinions Now, so I went with it. You can't go title first. You got to build a story. There's got to be meaning to it. And let me tell you, this whole movie represents just such a stupid moment in sports where the Cowboys were hot shit and everyone was making fun of the Giants, even though once again, they had a Super Bowl at this point. And I also don't love Sandlot, but Little Giants, man. I made a voice memo too. I made a voice memo that I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I just want, this is my instant reaction to it. But it's just offensive. They treat the Giants like a bunch of slapdick losers. And it's just, where is it? Where the hell is it? I watched this like years ago and I still am like completely holding on to this. And some people love it. Some people are like, you don't like Little Giants, but you're a Giants fan. It's like, yeah, I hate it. Here we go. Little Giants sucks. From March 30th, 2024.
Is this working? All right, I'm getting through. Okay. Grace. I already went into how it offends me as a fucking ever. But it's important to note that not only is a football
this was before I did YouTube.
Like some have. Take, for example, Draft Day.
This was just me ranting in my car. That's how mad this movie made me.
Decent reference to the movie. Get 2 scores in 2 quarters.
I don't remember the plot. That's another thing. Not only is it disrespectful to the New York Giants, it's disrespectful to the game of football. Okay, it's the most obvious story ever. A group of ragtag losers who got kicked off the team get to play get to play and win the championship. Right? It's cool. Whatever. Every sports movie you've ever seen in your life. Wow, someone just ate shit in the men's speed skating. Woof. 2 guys just went into wow, that's a crazy crash. And Canada is moving on. Holy hell. But it's disrespectful to the sport of football because they're down 2 scores. And everyone's like, the game's over. And then Little Giants just stumble into a couple of touchdowns, and it just felt like they took the game. It's literally the Space Jam where they just drank the secret stuff, and then like, oh shit, if we just try and have fun, we're gonna win. That's not how football works. If the other team is twice your size and way faster than you, you're not just gonna figure it out on the fly, especially with some dweeb head coach. The Little Giants head coach is a fucking dick, and Ed O'Neill plays like the bully who's like, you know, college pro, hometown hero. But still, you guys, I'll tell you, this speed skating thing that just happened, it sideswiped my rant. 3-way crash in the speed skating. It was a race of 4. 3 dudes crashed into each other. So basically, the story is ludicrous. I could give a shit about any of these characters, especially the dumb coach. The adults are made to look like idiots. The kids don't learn shit about the sport. That's the thing. I coach. If they actually made it like a love letter to football and like, here's a route, here's a scheme, here's what a run play is, a pass play, play action, then fuck it, whatever. Let the stupid little kids win, whatever. But the fact that they were like, why don't we just like fart on the other team and then we'll win? Get a pick 6 ball game. They literally make it seem, this is what got me. They make it seem like the Cowboys are beating the living hell out of the Giants. But because it's a sports movie and because they couldn't think of multiple scoring scenes, the Giants literally couldn't get a yard. They couldn't go forward in the first half, and they're down 14-0 in a Pop Warner game. Yeah, right. Yeah, right, dude. The Cowboys had them for lunch. Drives me crazy. It is the same exact like game story as Space Jam, except Space Jam has Bugs Bunny in it. It's not real people. You can go kind of crazy with Space Jam. This movie offends me as a Giants fan, as a football fan, and honestly as a film guy too, because the story sucks. None of the characters develop besides the girl who wants to play with the guys. I hate everything about it. I hate everything about this movie, and I'm sure there are a lot of people, but I love Little Giants. Sandlot's hilarious. I'm gonna stand on this till the day I die. Little Giant sucks, and it pisses me off. No, you do look like Maggie Gyllenhaal with a mustache. Yeah, no, I've heard that. You're just gonna copyright strike you for playing a video of you. I'm laughing at you, but I'd be mad at the Raggy Raiders. Yeah, thank you. And let's be honest here, Otis. Like, there'd be reason. At this point in history, the Giants were not some group of losers. Little Giants is made by a person who talks about how football's stupid at Super Bowl parties. Yeah, spot on. Sports ball. I hate sports ball. Speed skating is interesting because they crash a lot. Oh, geez. Well, they did like a booth review. There was a penalty against the Belgian guy because he ran into other people. So everybody who's not the Belgian guy is moving on in the speed skating. No one in the U.S. though. But yeah, like turned into a football. Let's go. Yeah, drop a like. It turns into a football. But yeah, so I could go through certain scenes and just like and really nitpick this whole thing, but like the whole movie, I need visual aids here. It's like this is not the Giants' relationship with the Cowboys. This movie came out in '94. The Giants had just won their 2nd Super Bowl. What do you mean? Like what? Like this is not like what? And then you go to Rotten Tomatoes. I feel like I'm crazy. You go to Rotten Tomatoes, they're like, it's a great movie. 63%. This should be a 0. This should be a 0, man. An absolute 0. Yeah, critics review, working in 2 platoons. The screenwriters have skillfully removed the vestiges of the originality from this story and turned into a perfectly honored... Jesus. Holy hell. All right, we'll read this one and that's it. Jesus. I hate this movie, but damn, Raj. I guess he must be a Giants fan too. We don't need to hear the whole look at Little Giants written by James Ferguson. A couple other guys. What do you mean? It's one of the stupidest movies you ever seen. It got sold, didn't it? And it got made, didn't it? So it makes a success, doesn't it? It's mind-boggling. This guy feels like me. Roger Ebert, this guy feels like me. It's mind-boggling to reflect that this screenplay actually involved work by 4 writers. It's such a small achievement. Their division of labor must have resembled splitting the atom. I don't have any idea if Ferguson, Shawcross, Sverdlow, and Goldberg have ever attended one of Field's workshops. Maybe they didn't need to. Working in 2 platoons, they have skillfully removed all vestiges of originality from this story and turned into a perfectly honored retread of every other sports movie, a perfectly honed retread of every other sports movie, and how a team of losers wins the big game. Oops, I gave away the big ending. Yeah, Ed O'Neill and Rick Moranis as two brothers in small town of Urbana, Ohio, which for some reason Ed O'Neill is a football hero and also makes no sense. Moranis is a nerd who runs a gas station. His daughter Becky is one of the best football players in town, but O'Neill chooses a team for Pop Warner League. He doesn't choose Becky because she's a girl. He also doesn't choose the fat kid, the skinny kid, the kid who drops every pass, etc. Moranis thinks it's unfair, so he decides to coach his own team, the Little Giants. At first, they're utterly incompetent. Then, that's right, then John Madden and a bunch of pro stars, Emmett Smith, which fuck does he know, Bruce Smith, Tim Brown, Steve, turn up in town after their bus gets lost, and they give some kids some quick pointers, turning them into only severely incompetent, less incompetent players. Like, they're like, hey, why don't you just like hold the football like this, as if that's the issue. By the way, all the sequence of events here happens over like 2-3 weeks. It'd be different if it was like Remember the Titans, where they're like going to training camp and like working hard and like summer camp and all that. No, dude, this is like a couple of weeks. The O'Neill team includes a mountainous kid named Spike, who speaks of himself in the third person, whose father has the movie's only funny line: "Every night I go to bed, I massage his hamstrings with evaporated milk." Spike, of course, is the instant enemy of by the way, this guy, he gave it more credit than I would. No laughs in this movie. No laughs. Spike, of course, is the instant enemy of Becky, who has despaired of playing football of a girl and has joined the cheerleading squad. But after the first half ends disastrously, she gets steamed, runs out on the field wearing her helmet, shoulder pads, jersey, and of course, a cheerleader shirt, because why the hell not? Little kids may like this movie if they've never seen one like it before. Slightly older kids with a good memory will notice this is not even the first movie this year where a character passes gas to knock out the other team. I told you, even older players are likely to bitterly resent the fate that drew them into the theater. When did Hunnaball just become about reading articles? I remember when this was about taking chances, watching highlights so we get copyrighted. Yeah, no, seriously, I thought you left, Jarv. No, seriously, I'm not taking any more copyright strikes. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And this is worthy. You know what? Fuck it. Honestly, Jarv is right. Let's pull up a clip from Little Giants. To hell with it. To hell with it. I got points to make. Jarv's right. What happened to the Hunnaball I love? Everyone I know that loves Little Giants only watches college and is a UT Austin fan. Exactly. Exactly. Holy hell. Are you referring to former Pittsburgh Steeler Ed O'Neill? I don't believe so. Should we watch the trailer? We're gonna spoil Little Giants. I'd feel bad about spoiling it, but who cares? Okay, here's an example. Here's a clip. Hunnaball, pull up the clip. The turtle move. Do we need sound? Who cares? I'll play sound. No, I won't. The sound's punt touchdown. Block punt touchdown. And at half, it was 14-0. It was 14-0 at half. Block punt touchdown. Yeah, right. Yeah, right, dude. By the way, happy President's Day, if I haven't said it already. Ed O'Neill actually wasn't... Wait, really? Oh, no shit. Well, you should have stuck to that. Just kidding. I like Ed O'Neill. He's a good actor. Look, they're doing Spygate, motivational speech. Let's watch this. This I'll play with sound. If you're watching the VOD after, this will probably get trimmed out, but, you know, who cares? It's Little Giants. This movie sucks anyway. There it is. One time. One time. Leave it one time. This movie sucks. This movie sucks, and I just don't like. And they also use the Reds. So this isn't even a giant, like, you know what I mean? They don't have to be like completely authentic, but if they're gonna use the Giants blue, give it its respect. Jeez. It's the most on-the-nose sports movie of all time. 1994, the Giants had won a Super Bowl 3 years prior. They were writing this movie as the Giants had won a Super Bowl. It came out when Dallas was good. Hunter doesn't know who Al Bundy is. Our culture's poison. You got to watch Married with Children. Oh, shit. You Ed O'Neill? Yeah, okay. I know who Ed O'Neill is. Hunter's so ungodly deadpan. I'm pissed. This movie sucks. This movie sucks. Let's rotate to the other side. I got to check. Hold on. Let me make sure my stream's not about to get bounced. Dude. Okay. Anyways. It's Kid Team. What do you expect him to say? Let's do a cover 2 high shell with a pinch D line. How about let's go to the left? Let's run to the left. We have our 5-star all-pro behind me. Let's run to the left. How about that? Just, hey man, they shifted the whole defense to the other side. Let's go to the left. Anyways, hold on. Turns off. See how the shot, see how they move? Because this movie's so fucking stupid. They move. They move where he is. You can clearly see there's an argument that he broke the plane. And they literally, this is the biggest sin of this entire film. They have me rooting for the Cowboys over the Giants. Look at this. Look at this. That ball is over the plane. That ball is over the plane. I don't get why is she wearing a skirt, because that's a girl playing football, Otis. Get woke. But yeah, that ball probably broke the plane. Given just how physics works, probably broke the plane. Look at this, right? But then because they did a million shots, look, then now the kid who is right, look at this. We're gonna go short speed here. Look at this. Right here. This is where the kid is, right? Shoulder pad is on the line. Look at this. Oh, let's just move him back 3 yards. No big deal. And out. And there it is. And then you... What kind of a fucking coach? What kind of an idiot? He calls a timeout during a change of possession. What? Like, you guys see what I'm talking about here? This movie's infuriating. He calls a timeout during a change of possession. What a guy. He sees the entire defense shift to the side he's going to run the ball to. Fine. Maybe I'm an asshole. Maybe the kids who are like 11 shouldn't be calling check reads. But golly, bro, if you have a timeout, call it right then and there. And you can see the assistant coach in the background fully crashing out. Those bench players who don't do anything throughout the entire film, they're just extras. You can see they're literally laughing and smiling in the background. But who cares? I'm just saying... He calls a timeout during a change of possessions. What planet are we on? Fuck, this is a Heisman winning coach. That coach is essentially Mike McCarthy. Yeah, Ed O'Neill is Mike McCarthy. Instant replay on Little Giants. You watched this movie at the wrong time in your life, hon. I know, definitely. Definitely I did. I watched it when I was too old. I missed the window. I did. But like shit! Once again... I wish this happened in real life. I wish the Cowboys could play this stupid of a defense against us in real life. Ball's on the 1 yard line with 4 seconds left. All you have to do is not let them score. You should run the most prevent defense of them all. They have a linebacker blitzing. 4 seconds left in a tied game on the 1 yard line. Hey, I'm reading the script. What's a football word I can use? I won the Heisman, but I played football for the Steelers. What's a football word I can use and just deliver it completely weirdly? Fumblerooski. Right, but who has the ball? Ed, game winner. Tyreek just got cut. Holy shit. I mean, that's not a surprise, but wow. The fact that it already happened is kind of wild. Well, Tyreek got cut. They have to avoid a safety. Isn't that grounding in the end zone? Oh shit, I think you're right. Hold on. I think you're right. Is he holding the ball in the end zone? I think you're right. We're not going to rewatch it again. I've won some. Yeah, that's Eberflus level clock management. No, seriously. Look, I don't want to nitpick the actual like nuts and bolts of this movie more than I already have because I've done a lot. All I'm saying is what offends me the most is that the Giants are not the Little Giants compared to the Cowboys. It should have been Little Redskins. However, that probably wouldn't have worked. Little Eagles. Little Eagles would have been perfect. How about, yeah, Little Eagles. There you go. But they already did an Eagles movie with Mark Wahlberg and Invincible. Weren't they on the one? They were on the one. They were on the one. Yeah, but the center fumbled it. He fumbled it into the end zone. It wasn't his fumble. No serious football player would not want, like, number one thing I teach kids. Don't listen to the snap count. Watch for the ball. This is Pop Warner football. Whatever. Let's check out Tyreek Hill, and we'll get going with this stream. We finally hit 2 hours on one of these morning shows. I'm excited. I'm fired up. Drop a like if you haven't already. Tyreek Hill has been released. No shit. How much money does that save? Let's see. Tyreek Hill's being released. Wow, that would have a lengthy article. He's still recovering. His release will save the Dolphins $22 million against the hard cap. Damn. They also cut Bradley Chubb. I wonder how much money that'll save him. That will save them. Let's not play this clip, Rich. Won the local media's Good Guy Award. That's funny. Nice. He's a good guy. Can't get to the quarterback, but he's a good guy. It'll cost them $23.8 million in dead cap while saving them $7.3 in 2026. If he's designated as a post-June 1st cut, that dead cap figure would be split over the next 2 seasons, but Miami's cap savings increased to 20.2. Good question. I don't know what they'll do, but either way, Dolphins are tearing it all down. I like it. They're going for it. What's going to happen with Tua? Just a little spotlight because once again, we paid for this. Don't skip my joke, and I just want you to read it before I clock into work. Let's see. Man. Let's talk about Air Bud next, how everyone should be able to guard a dog. Okay, but that's... If you're gonna do, that's what I'm saying though. If you're gonna do the extra sports movie where crazy shit happens, then don't have it be 14-0. Don't have it be so damn stupid. At least make it a love letter to the sport. You can do like that with Space Jam and basketball because you have Bugs Bunny, and basketball is a pretty simple sport. Anyone can understand Space Jam, and no one's saying Space Jam's a great film. But there's so much more opportunity with football to tell like a riveting story. How many good football movies have been made? This should have been Remember the Titans, but kids. Remember the Giants. We're going to remember the Giants today. That's what it should have been. Tank for Two has come full circle. Seriously. But anyways, let's finish this up. One potential cap cut for every team. So far, they've been 1 for 1. James Conner, that's not a shock. So this is more just get ready for your team to cut this player. James Conner, probably gone. He will save $8 million. Jesus. Kirk Cousins, I feel like he might stick around, but it's possible that he bounces. I mean, they definitely don't want to pay him, so maybe they'll probably cut him. Broderick Washington, don't know his story, but $19 million of dead money. Fuck. But they'll save 7, I think. And it's a cartoon. Well, Mike Jordan's in it, along with Wayne Newman. Space Jam is a great film. I like Space Jam, though. I watched Space Jam when I was older, too. I think, again, if it was like Little Titans or something, I wouldn't even care about Little Giants. I would be like, whatever. But the fact that it's ripping on my team drives me crazy. And because I'm a youth coach, I feel like it's nonsense. But I just watched Kicking and Screaming, and it's more or less the same story, but at least that movie's funny. Curtis Samuel, gonna get bounced. That's a slam dunk. Ashawn Robinson. Yeah, the Panthers need to get better at getting to the quarterback, man. Like, they sucked. Tremaine Edmonds. I feel like that'd be a tough one for the Bears to swallow, but, you know, they're over the cap. No player has a cleaner out than Edmonds. Geez, the Bears. That's exactly what they need to do. Cut a defensive player. BJ Hill makes sense. Cornelius Lucas. I guess so. Browns are still in cap hell. Malik Hooker, heard about that one. Ben Powers, which is a shame because the Broncos are really building a good offensive line, but they'll also release Matt Pert, Giants legend, and Graham Glasgow, which makes sense. He's getting older. Elton Jenkins and Rashawn Gary, 2 for the price of 1. There you go. No shit. So they'll save some money. God knows the Packers need it. Joe Mixon, he's long out. That makes sense. Michael Pittman in free agency. I wonder where Michael Pittman would go. That feels like a New England sign. If the Patriots don't make a big trade for a wide receiver, which I don't think they should, Michael Pittman feels like a good fit. I don't know why. Ezra Cleveland in Jacksonville. They're 11 mil over the cap. All right, that's doable. But they don't have a lot of high-paying players. That's weird. They could probably restructure one of these guys. Jawan Taylor, Alex Kopp, a lot of offensive linemen. Mekhi Becton's long out. Darius Williams, I feel like he had an underwhelming career or season. Tyreek Hill just got bounced. That will save $35 million in cap space while incurring $16 million in dead money. So there you go. Javon Hargrave. There you go, Vikings. Garrett Bradbury. Again, makes sense. Bob Okereke. That makes a lot of sense. It's going to hurt, but it's going to make a lot of sense. He has been significantly worse these last couple seasons. Jordan Howden. I skipped him. Justin Fields. No one would be surprised by that cut. Michael Carter the second, not the running back. Jonnu Smith. Now that Arthur Smith isn't there, there's really no point for Jonnu. Eagles have a lot of depth on the D-line, too. They can swing that. Bryce Huff and Demarcus Robinson. Niners need to move some money around, I think. Nwosu, Anthony Nelson. We'll just keep going through these. Snead, Marshawn Lattimore makes a lot of sense, and that's that. I'm guessing the Vikings one's either 9 or Javon Hargrave. Well, I think you were right. Space Jam's probably my favorite film, unironically, even though MJ is maybe the worst actor of all time. Space Jam 2 better, though. I love Warner Bros. IPs in my movies. I'm not knocking you, man. Listen, I think Space Jam's a fun time. It's a fun movie. That's what I'm saying. If you want to make like a crazy sports movie where there's a comeback and a feel-good story, at least make it fun and funny and like cool. Bro, they're playing on like a dirt patch in Little Giants. It's like, damn. This is not a love letter to Pop Warner or a love letter to the game or even a love letter to Warner Brothers Media. This is just a waste of everyone's time. James Conner sadly has it coming. 30-year-old running back coming off a horrific injury. Yeah, and he definitely, it's a bummer too because he was pretty solid last year. But I was never thrilled on James Conner, even though he was really good. I think Bobby O hasn't been as bad as we think. I think it was Bowen Sesame was definitely better than Charlie Bowen. No, Boland, for sure. For sure. And that's why it would be nice to keep him, especially because the Giants have linebacker help. I think you got to do one of two things if you're the Giants. You got to keep Micah McFadden or Bobby Okereke. And I think Micah McFadden you can get for a lower price point because he's coming off an injury. I know they're not the same player, but interior linebackers, Giants could really use him. Jordan's acting skills are on par with his baseball ones. Oh boy, it's funny. It's a love letter to dirt. Yeah, that's what it is. A love letter to dirt. That's what it is. Do we think Space Jam's good? Does anyone sign Derek Carr? Yeah, the New York Giants. No, we read the article, I think last week. It was like Jets, Steelers, Vikings, and one other team. Made a lot of sense for Derek Carr. I think out of all of them, I'd be a fan of Derek Carr going to Minnesota. Not to start, but to, you know, be there for JJ McCarthy, especially in case he gets hurt. I think I'd rather keep McFadden and we sign Chanel and draft someone. That would be perfect. I think that would be a perfect setup. Wow, look at you, Jarv. One all white guys, huh? I'm kidding. But yeah, that would be a good setup, I think. Colts could go to... Oh, Colts makes a lot of sense for Derek Carr too, but do they have the money? Do the Colts hold on to Dan Jones? That's the question everyone's wondering. I'm sorry. I keep checking this women's short speed skate. It's interesting stuff, man. Interesting stuff. And that's a trade for him, though? Probably, but I couldn't imagine he'd fetch a lot. Like a 7th round pick, 6th round pick. The contract would be a bear, though. That's for sure. We are Derek Carr. We carry the flame. Anyways, yeah, that's sports talk for this morning. Tomorrow we will not be streaming, so we'll take a day. You know, gather your belongings and whatnot. Get your Hunna withdrawals affairs in order. But we'll be back Wednesday morning for a Wednesday War Room where we're talking about, you guessed it, quarterbacks. I want to actually take a look at this quarterback class. I want to see if Ty Simpson is really that bad. I want to see if Fernando Mendoza is really that much of a stud. We're going to be looking at who else is there. I was going to check out Dante Moore, but that's kind of pointless now. Trinidad and one other guy, Nuss. Probably a couple others, but those are my guys. I want to share my notes and my findings. We will be watching tape, so get ready for me to get copywritten and kicked off YouTube. Did you see that video of MJ going around? You said it in the Discord. Yeah, I thought it was AI or fake or something. If that's a real video, that's a heartbreaker. That's absolutely brutal. I had to watch Carr in 2024. Why would anyone want him? Because he's Derek Carr and he knows how to run an offense, apparently. Sick in a bad way. Yeah, no, it's sick. He dunked, but he went between the legs, dunk, East Bay. No, it was not sick. It was not good. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, check out the Mike Jordan video if you want to have your day ruined. Ben Roethlisberger is a terrible human being. And if you're just joining us late, thanks a lot. If you're just joining us late, Mark Sanchez's court date is on March 12th, and we will be streaming that because it will be televised. So grab your popcorn. We will be watching Mark Sanchez avoid indictment. Nuss DA. Oh, we got to get Pavia. Holy shit, I forgot about Pavia. Yeah, got to get Pavia in there too. Is there anybody else I'm missing? I think we'll do, I think 5 is good. I think that's good. 5 mention. I think that's good, right? Dozer, Trinidad, Ty, Pavia, and Nuss. Anybody else know? Once, I guess, and feel free. We can treat it like a book club. Feel free to do your own film research on these guys. Yeah, because he's not JJ. Come on. 5. There he is, American Dragon Son. Let's go. But yeah, man. Trinidad is staying in college. Wait, really? Oh shit! I gotta change the thumbnail then. Wait, what? I thought they were forcing him to go. Are you serious? Eligible to play. After the court injunction allowed him to play. This system sucks. This system sucks. I'm not going to watch the ESPN video, but good lord. All right, then we need another one. All right, well, Trinidad's out. Pavia, is there anyone else that's worth checking out? Should we look at Mel Kiper's list? Expecting a slideshow presentation from Otis. Yeah, seriously. Oh, shoot. Sellers is coming out. Or should we talk about Beck? Should we talk about Carson Beck? He's coming out, right? Holy hell. Just want to pause this. All right, there we go. Okay, Mendoza, obviously. Ty Simpson, yep. Trinidad's not coming out, apparently. Nuss, easy. Carson Beck. I feel like Carson Beck's the one. Where the hell's Pavia on here? Pavia's coming out. Did he not make the top 12? We're gonna talk about Pavia. That's a given. Like Klubnik, his card sucks in CFB. I thought Lagway transferred. Wait, the Florida QB. Wait, who is that? What if I was just like, we're talking about Luke Altmaier. Deal with it. Yeah, I don't see him on here. So I'm thinking Carson Beck. I feel like that's the main attraction. So if anyone thinks Carson Beck would be a Mendoza, Nuss, Aller, Pavia, I guess Beck. Well, I mean, you forgot Ty Simpson. Got to get Ty Simpson. Lagway's going to Baylor. All right, Beck. I like how Giants fan 10, who's a Miami fan, is like, I guess Carson Beck. Sure, I guess. Fine. Pavia is probably considered undraftable after his crash out. Maybe, but I still want to look at it. I still want to look at the film. Johnny Manziel Part 2. So, yeah, guys. Pavia's a UDFA, most likely. What? That's horseshit. That's bullshit. Get him to New York. Why not? Why not? Let's see what happens. All right, so those are the 5. Again, Dozer, Ty Simpson, Carson Beck, Nuss, and Pavia. Could talk about Aller, but I don't want to. I forget Ty Simpson exists. Yeah. So we'll talk about those guys. So feel free to do your tape study of your own. Bring your notes to Wednesday's morning stream. It's going to be a good time. I'm excited. Wanted Drew Aller to come out last year so we can draft him. Then I watched this playoff game. Yeah. I was like, remember what I said in the Seahawks video? I was like, here's my prediction. Seahawks have the #1 pick and take Drew Aller. How things have changed, which again, taking is for losers. You never know how one season can go. So there it is. But yeah, guys, that's all I have. I always appreciate you guys tuning into these morning streams. This was a fun one. We talked about controversies, played the Weddle, and did other things as well. I don't really know how to feel about Ty. Well, we're going to find out. Form an opinion by Wednesday, Hank. The stakes are high. Carson Beck's going to be good vibes backup in the NFL, mark my words. Hey, man, he very well could be in the backup Mount Rushmore. Which, by the way, really quick. Hold on. God, this song is... I'm going to, like, fall asleep. Jeez. All right, I like this one. This feels like good outro music. Really quick. Where is it? I'm not going to unpack these again, but I spent time on this slideshow, damn it. So I wanted to have its moment. Mount Rushmore of NFL by Hunnaball. All-time quarterbacks. Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Roger Staubach, Otto Graham. Current quarterbacks. Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, Matt Stafford, Jalen Hurts. Quarterbacks under 25. Drake May, Caleb Williams, Jackson Dart, Mendoza. 9 mention. Current coaches. Mike McDonald, Liam Cohen, Sean McVay, Mike Vrabel. All-time coaches. Vince Lombardi, Bill Walsh, Bill Belichick, Sean McVay. Backup quarterbacks. Jameis Winston, Jacoby Brissett, Kirk Cousins, Marcus Mariota. Pass rushers. Myles Garrett, Micah Parsons, Jeffrey Simmons, Will Anderson. All representing a different kind of pass rusher. Running backs and how they relate to the characters in Cars. Christian McCaffrey is McQueen. Derrick Henry is the Dynaco car. Bijan Robinson is the Tesla. And James Cook is Kachiga. JSN, you didn't mishear. You misheard me if you think you did. JSN, Puka Nacua, George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb are the wide receivers. Players with the name J.J. Watt, John Elway, Justin Jefferson, Jerry Rice. And players that make me think of food, Frosty Rucker, Taco Charlton, Snacks Harrison, Harrison Mevis. I forgot to include, but also O.J. Simpson. That's the slideshow. Thank you and good night. What do you think? Jeffrey Simmons over Dexter Lawrence is crazy. You got to call it after this year. If it was last season, I wouldn't have been mad at it at all. But this year Dexter was bad, straight up. Backup Rushmore, Foles, Plunkett, Morale, Doug Williams, all-time list. Thank you. But that's not bad. That's not bad. Taking us for loser until we need to do it. SMH. Well, nope. Got to win. Culture matters. Can't say we wouldn't be in a better spot if we had tanked these last 2 games, Hannah. Again, like, I would like to have the #1 pick. But from what I'm hearing in the Giants locker room, those last couple of wins really did fire the fellas up. Like, it really set, like, Abdul Carter on, like, a very good leadership trajectory. And I'd argue that in a year, we'll be glad that the Giants won those games. There you go. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Fred put Brosmer on the backup Mount Rushmore. Won 2 games by literally doing nothing with negative yards twice. He was in the honorable mentions. Shane Bowen, that's all I'm going to say. Again, we can't blame the coach for everything. We got to be objective here. Got to be objective here. But anyways, guys, that is the stream. I know the music is loud. That is the stream. It has been a fun morning. Hope you guys have a kick-ass President's Day. If you have it off, sick. If you don't, sorry. Tuesday is off. I'll be working on my long form, which I'm very excited about. And we'll be talking about that more on Thursday. But Wednesday War Room. Study up on quarterbacks. And I will see you then, Wednesday morning. I'm between... I'll probably do it earlier again. This morning I started at 6:30. Probably do it at 6. So, book it. 9 to 11 Eastern. Hunnaball AM. Wednesday War Room. Let's go. Hunna... Speed skating. See ya. Have a good day.